Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, uh, uh. What is good? What is good? What is good? What's good? Everybody hit the like button. Shout out to S Freak. Shout out to S Freak. Shout out to S Freak. um, what's up to S Freak? We in the building, y'all. I took a nap, so let's see how this work out, man. Let's see how this work out, man. Let's see how this works out tonight, man. I took a nap. Haven't eaten anything since 8. Haven't eaten anything since 8 o'clock. Took a nap. Haven't eaten anything since 8. Hopefully I can stay awake tonight, man. I don't know what be wrong with me, man. Oh, I don't know what be wrong with a brother. I had some tacos, man. Taco, like meat, pause. Taco meat with rice and shit, and you know the whole thing, the whole Chipotle, like the homemade Chipotle type shit. That's what I love. I love that homemade Chipotle type deal. You know, that's what I had tonight. It was good too. Oh man, I want to eat. I got to taste of some Mediterranean food tomorrow, man. I had to taste for some Mediterranean food tomorrow, man. I already feel like I want to eat some Mediterranean food tomorrow. Watching food porn on IG really makes you hungry, man. I gotta stop watching food porn on IG and get some food pussy. I need to go get some food pussy. I need to go to a restaurant, man, and give me some food pussy. Stop watching food porn on IG, man. Kava, yeah, I like kava. Kava's like fast food Mediterranean. I've been to Kava dozens of times. Kava's Mediterranean fast food. It's like Chipotle for fast food. Yeah, I like Kava, man. Um, yeah, if they had a Kava here, I would go there. Yeah, definitely. Man, do we have one up here? I gotta look that up, man. That's crazy. I gotta look that up, man. See if we got one in the area, man. Cause up here, when you in, we got a lot of stuff up here, man. But it's like, it might be in another city or another couple towns over, but they got basically everything up here. Fucking Best Buy, all that shit, everything. Chipotle. I don't want to. Yeah, I might have to look into that, man. Uh, let's see what these people talking about, man. Let's see what this guy talking about. It says UDL niggas so wrong. Bro really fucked up about that.
Come on, Poopy. Lame ass nigga. You call that nigga you missile. What the fuck, Poopy? Weird ass nigga. You weird. You weird in the bitch, Poopy. I'm a Vinny, nigga. I'm T-Grade, nigga. You weird. I'm Marcus. You weird. Nigga, don't come around, man. Fuck with your weird ass, nigga. Weird ass, nigga. You weird in the bitch. You a punk. You gay in the bitch. Nigga, you really hurt my fuck. You, the nigga tell you he just did 10 months in a fucking jail, bro. With the push up and scoot up. What the fuck? Then what the fuck you doing texting him? What the fuck you mean? What the fuck?
It said 10 months they had me in there with them push up and scoot up people, LOL, down the street from Crofton. Who you with? I'm at my grandma right now, about to try to get back. My phone turned back on. Okay, miss you. I miss you, daddy. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck is going on with this.
They're on lane 16, not lane 2 anymore. Right?
Okay. I'm wearing shoes.
But these windows are yeah, well.
How do they feel? I think I'm just wearing shoes. Cheers. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, why is she doing that? Why is she wiping the fucking foam off the Guinness? I used to drink Guinnesses, man. I don't know. I used to like Guinness stout, man. I don't know for some reason, man. Fucking with some Jamaican niggas and shit. Jamaican niggas got me liking Guinness stout and shit. Yeah, she nice, man. I ain't gonna lie. That joint nice. I remember them days being young and shit like that. Oh God. Jesus Christ. This is the friend. Yeah, that's the face of hate. That's the face of hate. Why do pretty girls always hang out with haters, man? Why do pretty girls always hang out with haters, man? This is the face of hate. You can look at her face. That's the face of hate. She knows she not cute, but she tall, she alright, nigga smash her, but she knows she ain't cute compared to her friend. She just know when she look in the mirror, she like, damn, my friend prettier than me. Way prettier than me. She a hater. Why do girls hang out with haters? I always notice that. Is it that you want to keep your enemies close or some shit like that? But girls always hang out with haters, man. Pretty girls, the real pretty ones. The real pretty ones always hang out with a hater. They keep a hater on deck.
Her, you with me now.
Look at her.
Don't cock block.
Nigga, you're not getting shit anyway.
Oh.
All right, that's $1.
Throw that shit back one more time.
Come on. Give me your cash app.
Cash app? You gonna cash app me?
Bitch, I might.
Hey, I like you. I like this little shit. Chat, you know, she vibing right now. How you doing though? Oh, you ain't even introduced yourself.
That's my girlfriend.
Oh, it's your girlfriend? Okay.
It's a 2-for-1.
Oh, it's a 2-for-1?
2-for-1, but you ain't sitting here. I don't want.
You don't like what you see?
We do. I'm into Mexican.
I'm mixed though.
Well, yeah, I'm not into that. Thank you.
Thank you. Come
I'm
here.
into white boys. If you white boys.
You into white boys?
All right, now you doing 2020.
Yeah, she's blocking my shit like.
Where am I gonna go?
She in good hands, you know. Just tell me where to take you. I found me little vibe, you know.
Bitch, I'm a vibe.
Where y'all going though, B&B?
We gonna need you.
You going to me? Huh? What you doing? Like,
I'm not
What's-
playing.
come here.
We'll pick me up later tonight. Gotta get 20,000 from this YouTube video. Right.
Bro, you need to leave.
We in the airport.
Come here. Cause why you like that? This is a prime example of, when that one friend.
This is my girlfriend though.
I know, but she blocking,
It's not blocking shit. It's not giving much. I'm sorry. It's not
Just because you like.
Hey, I'm sorry. It's not.
Oh my God. Why are you hating on me though?
I'm not hating. You did your big one, okay? You don't even got the Jordan 5s on, like.
You said I don't got the 5 no, bro. She just making stuff up. I gotta go under. Hey.
Oh.
Chat, I'm taking this one home.
Hell yeah. That joint nice, man. I ain't gonna lie. That joint is right. She is right, man. God damn it. Woo.
Here we go. Hey. Look at me. This is just a warning. I catch you stealing again, his hand's coming off. Go home, change your pants. Scared straight ain't got nothing on my shit. God, I love queso.
You know you're kind of hard on that kid earlier.
Oh, you mean the punk that I let go free? I'm pretty sure he's never going to shoplift again.
Look, you're not from around here. That's not always how it works. A kid who's just acting.
This is straight plagiarism from Training Day. They plagiarized the shit out of Training Day. Jesus Christ. This the alley scene, man.
Did I let go free? I'm pretty sure he's never going to shoplift again.
Look, you're not from around here. That's not always how it works. A kid who's just acting tough. Now he's gonna grow up hating cops.
What kind of cop you want to be?
I want to be.
Shut up. That was rhetorical. I'm going to tell you exactly what kind of cop you're going to be. The true blue kind. The kind who has my back no matter what. You question the way I police my neighborhood one more time, you and me's going to have words. And by words, I mean I will fuck you up. We clear? Look my eyes, Gallagher. Always scanning like a damn Cylon. Gallagher.
All units 211 44 100 Western Avenue. Suspect still on the premises. Juvenile, African American, age 10 to 12.
It's the clothing store again.
Another little black kid? Surely Saquon ain't that stupid. If he is, I'm gonna rain down on that little bastard.
He's still in there. Same motherfuckers before. And this time he's got a gun.
Should we call for backup?
Oh, stop being such a little bitch. Damn it, Gallagher. You got my back or what?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so go round to the alley, make sure they don't get out in the back. I'm going in the front. Coming for you, Saquon. I hope you don't like playing guitar.
Jesus.
Here
Christ.
we
Bad.
go.
That was bad. That was bad.
On butt plugs, and I said that I think that on butt plugs, and I said that I think that in high school groups where unfortunately we know that students are having sex, and that I think that safe sex is always important, safe sex practices are always important, and that is a type of, that's queer sex, so that's not heteronormative sex, and then you called it disgusting. So you told me that the sex that my counterparts have is disgusting, and I don't see how that is not openly homophobic.
The reality, it's not openly homophobic because that means
To call queer sex disgusting?
that
You don't
means-
think that's homophobic?
That means that you think that only homosexual couples use butt plugs.
No, they absolutely
No,
don't.
heterosexual couples use butt plugs as well.
Do you think that just butt plugs in general are disgusting?
so I'm saying that teaching children, minors, about this is disgusting.
Right, so I guess that comes into a abstinence-only education versus safe sex education.
It's not abstinence only. It's not safe sex.
Yo, this woman is crazy. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This is a teacher. You can, if you walk on the first day of school and you see this bitch is your teacher, you might as well just change schools. She's sitting here arguing with the guy. The guy's like, I don't want you teaching my kid about butt plugs. She's arguing. She should have just said, oh, I'm sorry. No problem. Sir, who's your daughter? Who's your son? Okay, now we won't teach him anymore about butt plugs. Even if we keep teaching about butt plugs, we'll excuse him during the butt plug portion of the. But no, she's gonna fight you over it. Make sure y'all support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Man.
At the end of the day, a butt plug is not going to create a child. It's not going to have an issue on a person that relates to catching an STD unless the actual butt plug is not properly sanitized.
Exactly, and I think that's what that book was detailing, is how to safely use those instruments.
Educate children on how to use butt plugs. Children, if you're an adult and that is what you want to do, if that's what stimulates you and gets you off, have at it.
Sex time.
Are you a parent?
I'm not a parent.
Oh, so you're not a parent. Okay. And you are a parent?
Yes.
Okay.
What the hell is even that?
And so as a
Holy shit. What the fuck is that? He asked her, was she a parent? He said, no, I'm not a parent. Why do they always look like that? Why do liberals always look like that?
you off, have at it.
Sex time.
Are you a parent?
I'm not a parent.
Oh, so you're not a parent. Okay. And you are a parent?
Yes.
Okay.
What the hell is even that?
And so as a father, 3, 2 boys and a girl, I don't want anyone teaching my child how to use sex toys of
any kind. That is
on hot plugs. And I said,
This is crazy. The fact that you have to argue with them. Oh, another day, another white woman having a sexual relationship with a student. This guy, he's just catching on. He says, "Serious question: why are all these white women screwing their students? Seem like it's a new one every other week. Actually, it's a new one every day. White women, I don't know why they screw their kids, but it's a big problem. It needs more attention. More attention should be shined on it. I've been talking about it for years."
But when the last time you niggas picked up a book? See, that's where I hide my money, in the books in the house. Cause one thing I know about a dumb nigga, he'll kick in your door, steal your TV, steal your video game, might even steal your motherfucking dog.
That's Chris Rock. Shout out to Chris Rock, man. So these black people in 2025 still don't know that Kyle Rittenhouse didn't kill any black people. This is Anton. Okay, that's Anton. Shout out to Anton Daniels.
Say one thing. I just want to answer your question. Who killed who or whatnot. Kyle Rittenhouse was 17 years old, white boy that murdered two or three black kids in Michigan during a protest. He was acquitted on all charges. Jordan Penny, I think that's his name. He choked out that black homeless man on a train in New York recently. Was also acquitted of charges. So. And
no,
I guess
neither one of those was killed. Stop.
You know, but he was pointing out like why there could be. I know you don't think it's true, but there could be like a sense of white power supremacy in this country, because sometimes when white people do certain crimes, they're not held to the same extent as black people or other people do. And so you were asking him to give names. I gave you two, and one was actually the same age as the guy, the black boy that just killed the white guy. And he was acquitted of all his charges. He was also a 17-year-old white boy in Wisconsin.
Happens all the time.
And it's like, well, why was he acquitted when he actually murdered someone? You all are saying that,
because they didn't murder anybody.
And these are the HBCU 7 degrees. The bitch got 7 degrees. She thinks she's so big bad, you know what I'm saying? She don't know why she don't got a man. She got her little loft in the white neighborhood, in the big city, whatever big city she live in. She got her little loft in the white neighborhood. When she on the train, going to her little job, and boom, Sheikah and Quaisha get on the subway, her heart skips a beat, damn near jumps out her chest. She don't even know how to relate to them. She don't even know what to say. Hi, head nod, nothing. She just out of order whenever Quaisha and Lily and Nene come around. She don't even know how to start a conversation with them. Out here talking about white supremacy and shit. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Shout out to Mark Warning, man. These people, it's a lot of these people. Oh my God.
I just want to answer you.
It said how Beethoven heard music while deaf.
He would bite down on a metal rod attached to his piano while he played. The vibrations from the piano traveled through the rod into his jawbone and reached his inner ear. This technique would send sound vibrations directly to the skull, completely skipping the eardrum, allowing him to hear. And by using this method, Beethoven was able to compose music even when he was deaf. He would bite down on a metal.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. You ever heard that people say Beethoven was black?
What happened? What's that? Is you cool? Is you cool? Hey, bro, come on. Hold on. Hey, get up. What's that? What you talking about, bitch? Fuck what? Bitch?
Damn. Punk ass little bitch ass nigga. Got the little bitch ass nigga. Look, all of them got on fucking. Yo, this is the strangest era. All of them got on fucking flip flops. Everywhere they go, they got on flip flops. They carjack people in flip flops. They call them slides and shit. Shower shoes. They carjack people in shower shoes. They do fucking drive-bys in shower shoes. This is a strange era, man. Motherfucker turn to Africans. We used to make fun of people who wear sandals and shit. Call them Africans and shit. Now these motherfuckers wear sandals everywhere they go. Shit. We just cruising, man. Shout out to Tardigrade Hatchling Soup. Tardigrade Hatchling, man. As Freak says, smash that like button, guys. Do it for the nation. Yeah, man. Oh, man. Whew. Shout out to.
In my car. Everyone has an automated car.
Yeah, check this out. I'm going to share this with you, Jamie. I did this yesterday in my car. My car just drives itself, dog. Just drives itself. If you have a Tesla, and if I put in my address, I go toot toot, I press these buttons, and it just takes off. It stops at red lights. It changes lanes. It like slows down when the traffic slows down, speeds up when the traffic speeds up.
You could completely check out if you wanted to.
Totally check out. You could totally check. I don't do it. I keep my hand near it. I'm still freaked out. You know,
but you've been driving your whole life.
Yeah, it's also just feels weird, but it does it. I see. Okay, here it is. Check this out. This is me in the car yesterday. I don't like to do it all the time, but every now and again, it's pretty wild. It changes lanes. It hits the blinkers. See, look at sees all those cars. That screen. It's a representative of all the cars. It knows where all the cars are. Look, it's changing lanes. It hits the blinker and changes lanes to get around these trucks. It's the future. Wild.
It's over.
How wild is that? It shows you on the screen on the front where your dashboard is. It shows you all the cars around you, all of them. It keeps track of them. It knows how fast they're going. See that guy passed me on the left? It shows that. Why?
He's flying by you, so it's like, it knew the speed and rate that he was going,
and it knew that there was an open lane, so it hit the blinkers and it changed lanes. And it knows there's people behind me. It knows there's people to the right of me. No, it stops at red lights, dude, and then speeds up again. Stops at stop signs. It sees the cars to the left and cars to the right. Knows when to go, and you can just kind of check out. You just like hold your hand like this. Think about your life. And have the robot drive you around. That is just going to be everywhere. Yeah. Everyone's going to be driving.
See, I like driving, man. I like driving. Driving is like therapy for me, man. I like driving. It makes me, you know what I'm saying? Driving is like my hobby. So it's like
everyone has an automated car.
Yeah, check this out. I'm gonna share this with you.
I don't know. I don't know about that, man. But I can't say nothing. I can't say I would never do it because I've done a lot of things I thought I would never do with concerning technology.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Oh.
That dude probably might have just caught a murder charge. He might have turned whatever he was going through into a murder charge. Jeez. Baby mama. Pretty baby mama. She took her son on a trip to meet his Roblox bestie for the first time. They were happy as you can imagine. Roblox bestie.
You cut them that was away from us, and you finally made a way for us. I say, dear God, I thank you for everything you gave to us. You cut them that was away from us, and you finally made a way for us. I say, you finally made a way, finally made a way, finally made a way, finally made a way, and finally made a way, finally made a way.
Roblox bestie of his friend. Oh, that's dope.
I come from nothing, you hear me? So much cold this shit, man. I take everything that comes this shit, man. You know
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's wonderful, man. That's wonderful. That reminds me of being a kid all over again, man. Going places with my mom and shit like that.
That's me. What you doing with all them Rubik's Cubes, man? I've been trying to get one. That's why I couldn't find one. You got them all. What you doing? How you do that? How much time did that take? I got so many questions.
Oh shit. Oh my God. She like black guys. She like black guys. I'm telling you, she love black guys. I can tell. She got that look, man. When they look like this, they love black dudes. I don't know what it is. Something about her look. It's that look. Just a look, man. You can just tell, man. Salute to Irish Goon, man. He says, here's a donation to get you some Tussin for your cough and a Red Bull to help keep you up, to give us the remedy for solving Sunman issues. Yeah, we about to get into the Sunman issues in a minute, man. We about to get into that in a minute.
This video is for whoever keeps sending and showing my TikToks to my ex. Send him this one. Send him this one. Curtis, ain't you 22? living with your 16-year-old baby mama in her grandma's house? Stealing your mama food stamp card? No car, no apartment, no nothing. You don't got shit. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about how you got her pregnant when she was 13 years old. But before that, you got your sister pregnant when she was 12. But you're not going to talk about that, huh?
Bitch, that's your boyfriend, you fucking whore. This bitch doesn't realize she's, yo, think about how dumb you gotta be to not know that you're roasting yourself.
This video is for whoever keeps sending and showing my TikToks to my ex. Send him this one. Send him this one.
That was your boyfriend, you fucking whore. Press 1.
It is. Ain't you 22, living with your 16-year-old baby mama in her grandma's house? Stealing your mama food stamp card? No car, no apartment, no nothing. You don't got shit. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about how you got her pregnant when she was 13 years old. But before that, you got your sister pregnant when she was 12. But you're not going to talk about that, huh?
Whore. Fucking stupid whore. You fucking dumb whore.
And the racial idolatry that you're.
So tomorrow, the next generation action network, Nagan, is having a demonstration in Frisco. Our boy Dominique Alexander. And then this white group is going there too. This white group, did you see this? Did you guys see this today? Press 1 if you saw this. Because I want to play this. If you didn't see this. This white group, this dude's the leader of a white group that's going to come down to Frisco and demonstrate and counter protest. They going to counter protest. Yeah, there's going to be a counter protest. Nagan, man. Nagan, man. Nagan. This is going to be interesting, man.
Jake Lang, welcome back to the program. Jake, I want to hear your explanation about why you're leading this protest. I think they're saying the video or the audio is fine, but the video cuts in and out a little bit. Jake, why are you leading this protest in Frisco, Texas tomorrow?
Jason, thanks for having me on. You know, normally I'm very jovial when I join your program, just getting out of prison 86 days ago from a presidential pardon. You know, this is the type of thing where justice needs to be served. In this case, we have a killer on the loose, which you have said multiple times here. This man killed Austin Metcalf in cold blood. And there used to be sacred honor amongst men, a time where we could grieve, where the public could gather together and show up and show support for senseless violence. This is senseless violence. And they have stolen that from us. Part of the PSYOP with January 6th was to try to turn people away from exercising their God-given rights. And that's what we're doing today. We're standing up. I am a white American. I am Jewish by bloodline, Christian by faith. And I understand that my community, there are...
See, he considers himself a white American, and he's Jewish. I told you, you fucking Jews ain't nothing but white people. I told you that. Jews ain't nothing but white people, man. Give me 200 likes, I'll drop the link, man. Give me 200 likes, I'll drop the link. Now give me $1.50. Don't give me 200. Give me $1.50. How many likes we got, man? How many likes we got, man? Somebody tell me how many likes we got. He said some Jews are gliders. All Jews are gliders. All Jews are gliders, man. $84, that's all we got. Jesus Christ, man. Come on, guys. 84 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get 150, man. We only had to get 200, man. Let's just get to 150, man. Let's just get to 150, man. Let's just get to 150, man. You said 51? Jesus, like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is absolutely. That's absolutely beauty, man. That's absolutely. That's absolutely booty, man.
Why you're leading this protest? I think they're saying the video or the audio is fine, but the video cuts in and out a little bit. Jake, why are you leading this protest in Frisco, Texas tomorrow?
Jason, thanks for having me on. You know, normally I'm very jovial when I join your program, just getting out of prison 86 days ago from a presidential pardon. You know, this is the type of thing where justice needs to be served. In this case, we have a killer on the loose, which you have said multiple times here. This man killed Austin Metcalf in cold blood. And there used to be sacred honor amongst men, a time where we could grieve, where the public could gather together and show up and show support for senseless violence. This is senseless violence. And they have stolen that from us. Part of the PSYOP with January 6th was to try to turn people away from exercising their God-given rights. And that's what we're doing today. We're standing up. I am a white American. I am Jewish by bloodline, Christian by faith. And I understand that my community, there are millions of white Americans out there living in fear every day of being terrorized. Every single day I turn on my X feed and I see hundreds of videos of young Black women and men attacking, gang beating, curb stomping, robbing, and terrorizing the white Americans. And I have to stand up as a leader of my community and address this for what it is. If it were just a couple cases left or right, here or there, we could, you know, kind of chalk it up to a violent issue in America. But there is statistical data, factual data, 12 times the amount of Black people robbing white people as the opposite way. That is a systemic issue that needs to be addressed and needs to be talked about for what it is. We cannot tiptoe around the issue. If we want to solve the culture of Black violence in America, this violent hip-hop gang culture, we need to name it for what it is. And as a white American myself, I have so much love for my community. I am very worried about the people in my community being assaulted. I also have love for the Black community, and that's why I'm not just calling out this protest and this gathering with hatred, but we have consistently said we want to uplift the Black community, return the modesty, the dignity, the love that they used to share with the white community of the Martin Luther King era, where they wore suits, they went to church, they had this great atmosphere about them. That is completely gone. There's a degenerate culture that is pervasive in a large majority of Black Americans.
The good old days, man. You know, the good old days that we cover here, man. He wanted to go back to the good old days, man. You know how we cover the good old days here. You say he's a fake rebel rouser. You think he just going there to stir up trouble? You think he going there to stir up trouble? Think he going up there to stir up trouble, man?
And we need to address it as white Americans and say, please stop predatorizing. And please is a nice word. We're demanding. We're making a show of strength and a love of unity, demanding in the white community, stop predatorizing white Americans. You have been brainwashed. The black community, in by and large, not your audience, the black conservatives that watch your program, which is an amazing program, have nothing really to do with what we're talking about. But the other, I would say, all of the people who voted for Kamala Harris, which 97% of black women voted for Kamala Harris and over 80% of black men, those voters, that population, I am addressing those people today. They have ingrained inside their own youth by propping up athletes, ball players, rappers, and other basically people that are living for the moment, not trying to sew in any type of longevity. There is a epidemic of immediate gratification in the black community. No one is willing to go to college, buy businesses, and by and large, and build into their community. As soon as one of these rappers or ball players gets any money, they move out of their community and they move into a white community, and they bring this degenerate culture with them. And eventually it is spreading out into the suburbs. It's spreading out into all of America. We are not safe. The white people in America are not safe right now. And we need to address and build with the black community to restore peace and honor amongst the different races in America and return to e pluribus purum, out of many, one.
Jake, you're wearing a cross. You part of your survival in prison was turning to the Bible, and the racial idolatry that you're talking about, and limiting, white people. We're being attacked. I'm sitting here as a black man.
Are we not being attacked, Jason? Are we not being attacked? Do you turn on your X feed every day and see dozens and dozens of videos of white people being attacked by black people? I'm asking you a question. Do you see that or not?
Put Jake on pause. Put Jake on pause. Put Jake on pause or hold. Jake, I'm not interrupting you. I'm gonna let you speak for as long as you want to speak. But I get to talk on this show too. And so what you said, there's truth to what you said, but there's also this truth. This black pagan culture that has been adopted among a mass number of black people is killing and destroying far more black people than white people. That does not excuse what is happening to black people. What white people.
I'm not here to address that today. I'm here to stand for my community today.
I got it. Put him back on pause. Let me finish my point.
The black on black violence is an epidemic.
Could we mute him for a second? I'm saying that I'm more likely to be harmed by this pagan culture, far more likely than you. And so when you have a white rally, which is unbiblical, these problems aren't defined this way in the Bible. There's a history of human beings adopting pagan cultures that are self-destructive. And so when you wear the cross and portray yourself as a Christian, but you come up with non-Christian solutions, it's disconcerting to me. And so now I will let you respond to that. Take as much time as you want.
I haven't offered any solutions here. I have not offered any solutions yet. The solution that we're looking for, the reason why this protest is happening, is we are demanding that the killer, Karmelo Anthony, is put behind bars immediately. Jason, I have a very deep connection to this issue. I spent 1,467 days as a January 6th political prisoner. I have no criminal record. I was never offered bond. I tried 3 times. They never gave me bond. I put up millions of dollars in the household property, in cash value, and I never got bond. I spent 900 days solitary confinement. There is a discrepancy an unequal application of the law, a selective prosecution happening to white Americans right now. If the Black American community can understand 60, 70 years ago what was happening to them in the down South, where the judges and the juries were being inordinate and being selective and making sure that they had no chance of justice, then you must recognize that same thing is happening to our community. The Black young men that are perpetrating violence on white.
What do you think now? Do y'all still think he's a rebel? Let me put up a poll, man. Let me put up a poll about this guy, man. Let me put up a poll. Let me put up a poll. What's this guy's name? Unite the White. Hold on, let me make sure you support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat, man. Protect white American movements. Protect white American movement. Okay, that's the name of it. All right. Go ahead and take that poll, man. Take that poll.
White men and white women across this country are in a revolving door of bail. In New York City, where I am from, and now I'm living in Florida, there is a bail reform act that literally puts killers, robbers, rapists, and all of these Black violent perpetrators back on the street to perpetrate more violence on a predominant amount of white people. This is insane. We need to address the issues at facial value. We can't tiptoe around this thing. We need to call, as a member of my community, now the Black community, for even allowing this type of culture to pervade you guys. You need to deal with Black on Black violence on your own, but you also need to say, we are perpetrating violence against white people in mass. They are not safe in the country where they are the predominant race and heritage and culture. And this is not true. We are being very, basically, the white people in America have been quiet and been very patient for a very long time. And this is the first time there is an anti-white violence rally ever in America that I can name, that has no ties to KKK or anything. I'm Jewish. And I love my black friends, and I love you, Jason, with all my heart. You are my Christian brother. We are in the body of Christ, but it is up to you and the members, the Little Gunna and Little Ty Savage and all these rappers. They are perpetrating violence with the culture they are spreading against my people that I represent. And I'm here today to make a stand. Actually, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central at Kai Kendall Stadium, the place where Metcalf's blood is still fresh on the bleachers. Tomorrow in Frisco, Texas at 11 a.m., we will be praying in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. We will be advocating for white safety, for white people to protect themselves against the violence that is being perpetrated against us. And of course, we will be addressing the issue of the violent gang culture that has basically usurped the entire black ideology in America, and calling upon our black brothers to stand with us and to extricate, to drive that out, to condemn that culture by and large, which I know you do, but it needs to be said, not just in a general statement. It needs to be said, the actual results of that culture are being not just perpetrated black on black violence. You can look at that statistic all day. I'm here as a representative of my community. I'm saying enough is enough. Enough black violence on white people in America.
Jake, let me ask you another question. You've taken your identity, like you've bought into the same solution or the same identity that has helped walk black people into this pagan culture. They take their identity from their skin color rather than taking their identity in Christ. And so when I see people like yourself basically repeating the behavior of the people that you're protesting against or calling out and calling for repentance, but you're adopting the same strategy, and I think you think you're immune from the same consequences. Black racial idolatry led to this pagan culture that is destroying black people and undermining safety throughout America. And so when you adopt their tactics while calling out the results of their tactics, that's when I have to question it. And then the last thing I'll say is where I started this show with. What I'm concerned about, what you guys are doing tomorrow, is there's going to be some sort of conflict that their defense team is going to use to argue, we got to have a change of venue. We can't have this trial in Collin County or Denton County where this actually happened. We got to move it to Dallas County where there's a higher percentage of getting black jurors on that jury pool, and they will go to jury nullification rather than justice. And so that's where I'm like, is this a setup? We're going to have some sort of conflict, and then the other side that I call out constantly, they're going to use that to push for a different venue for the trial. It's going to actually hurt Austin Metcalf and his family.
Let me address issues, Jason. First of all, in the biblical understanding that I have from reading the Bible about a dozen times in that solitary confinement prison cell, I see that the Lord raises up people from different communities and different backgrounds to advocate for not only their community and other communities. I'm doing a dual advocacy. I'm not only advocating for white people to be protected in America, but also to fix black culture. I'm not just, in one way going, an extremist route. I'm saying that this is, I want to see the black community not perpetrate black on black violence. If today, the result of today was that white Americans stop getting attacked, that would be great. But the job is not done there. If all of a sudden, miraculously, the black culture stopped perpetrating violence on white Americans, but tomorrow there were still hundreds of shootings in Chicago, that's not where we're done. We're willing to stand with you to help heal and fix and engender your community to come back to American excellence, the purity and the love of Jesus Christ that is supposed to pervade to all Americans. This is a Christian country. And so, I wanted to address that in the Bible, David fought for his people. When you have to fix your own house first before you can worry about fixing other people's homes. Right now, I'm here as an advocate for my community. And second of all, today's conversation topic is not necessarily about racism. It's about, because racism, God forbid, is illegal. It's legal in America. But we're talking about If white people are racist against black people, but not perpetrating acts of violence, that's a different topic. We're talking about racism in black people that is actually incurring into violence, into illegal acts of violence on Americans. And so there may be a cultural problem on both sides with a little bit of hatred for each other right now that X is pushing and whatnot, and we can address that separately. But you have to say, even if there's a cultural problem on both sides, there's only one party that is by and large attacking and actually violating the other party. And so today I'm condemning black violence. Racism and that topic is a huge Pandora's box, and we can unload it another time. I'm here to make a stand today, say no more Austin Metcalfs, no more statistics of young white men being attacked by black people and being victimized and predatorized. We can deal with racism on another day, and truly the only one who can deal with racism is the Lord Jesus Christ, because that is a condition of the heart. We're talking about a condition of the hands here. Actual guns and triggers being pulled and knives being plunged into young white men's hearts. That is what I'm here today to condemn. That's what I'm here today to stop and to call out upon the black community. Stop attacking my people randomly. The punch out games, the knockout games. They're doing it to Asians too. We saw that during COVID. The young black men were violently attacking.
The punch out game. He said the punch out game. That's gonna be interesting tomorrow, man. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to see. I'm looking forward to see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to see what happens, man. Tomorrow in Frisco. I'm looking forward to see what happens tomorrow in Frisco, man. How many likes we got, man? How many likes we got?
Police say a driver who led Mesquite police on a chase was wanted for a murder in Dallas. Police say Skylar Wells stole a car Monday morning, 4 days after the murder of a youth football coach, Gerald Frazier. Wells is now facing multiple charges.
Damn, he killed a youth football coach. That dude a Crip, though. That dude a straight up Crip. He a gangbanger too, man. This dude is a gangbanger. He in Texas wearing blue like that. He a straight up Crip or Hoover or something. But yeah. So 10 more likes, man. Drop the link. 10 more likes to drop the link. Shout out to my man. Hold on. Shout out to my homie Rick Hempstead, man. He said, I'm always holding it down. One love. Yeah, man. We stay holding it down in the building, man. The late night, man. The late show. The late show. Nobody else is up, man. Nobody else. All the content creators are in their bed, sucking their thumbs and shit. Got a pillow between their thighs and shit. All the content creators got a pillow between their thighs right now, sucking their thumb, dreaming about what they're going to do tomorrow on YouTube. What am I going to YouTube tonight? Shout out to my man Rick Hempstead, man. Gauss from Merlot says, salute, Ak and the nation. Here's something for a hot dog for you in Frisco. Yeah, man. Thanks for the glizzy, man. Love glizzies, man. I ain't even gonna lie. Love glizzies, man. I dream of glizzies, man. I love glizzies, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I can't lie. I love glizzies. With onions, a glizzy with some onions, some mustard, some ketchup on it, a little cheese. Oh my God, man. Love glizzies. Grown man, man. Love grown men, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I love grown men, man. I love grown men. Niggas love grown men too, man. Niggas love grown men, man. That's why that's why they go through so much shit to eat them. Niggas go through so much shit to eat hot dogs, man. If niggas didn't like hot dogs, they would just cut hot dogs off cold turkey. Ice cream truck in the hood wouldn't sell hot dogs. None of the restaurants in the hood would sell hot dogs. If niggas was serious about it, these niggas ain't serious about it. These niggas love glizzies, man. They love glizzies. Go in any black neighborhood, you can find you a glizzy anywhere. I ain't playing with you niggas. I'm just open about it. I love glizzies. If y'all niggas really don't like glizzies, we will see, man. The market will show. The market will show. You'll go into a black community and you won't be able to find a glizzy nowhere.
Fox Sports' David Sintendry joining us with more. David.
Yeah, good evening, Heather. While in custody at the Mesquite jail, the suspect allegedly assaulted 4 officers, biting 2 of them. A Mesquite police pursuit Monday morning led to officers arresting a murder suspect out of Dallas. A suspect on the run for 4 days. Mesquite PD says 31-year-old Skylar Wells stole a car from this storage facility off U.S. Highway 80. Not long after that, an officer saw the car speeding, swerving, and tried to stop it.
The vehicle fled.
According to Mesquite police, the officer pursued, and as he radioed it in, another officer let him know it was a fresh, stolen car.
They were made aware of the fact that that was a stolen vehicle from a business in the city.
Spike strips deflated a tire, and police took Wells into custody. Soon learning, Wells was wanted for the murder of Gerald Frazier, a youth football coach in Dallas.
They had no idea about the murder warrant, just acting on good instinct.
According to an arrest warrant, Frazier allowed Wells to stay at a home off Springview Avenue in South Dallas. But Frazier wanted Wells to leave due to bringing constant traffic in the home and destroying the residence. That's when witnesses say Wells shot and...
Listen, he wanted this guy to leave for what?
Allowed Wells to stay at a home.
Just acting on good instinct.
According to an arrest warrant, Frazier allowed Wells to stay at a home off Spring.
So Frazier, the football coach, I want to make sure we follow the story. This the football coach. He allowed this guy to stay at home. Frazier allowed Wells to stay at home.
No good deed goes unpunished in Blackiston.
Ain't that the truth?
According to an arrest
warrant, it's not romantic.
Wells
What's up, Wicked?
Off Springview Avenue in South Dallas. But Frazier wanted Wells to leave due to bringing constant traffic in the home and destroying the residence. That's when witnesses say Wells shot and killed Frazier.
Jeez. God damn. Hey, man, you gotta leave, man. You've destroyed my property. What? Bam. And listen, that's the type of reaction. All these people here. What is it about? 100 people here? You think? How many people you think are here at this balloon?
Yeah, give or take 100, give or take.
Over 100, I'd say.
That's a good, nice number. What percentage of them do you think have been tweeting all the last 2 weeks that Austin Metcalf got what he deserved, or Karmelo had every right to stab him in the chest for that?
I would say an alarming amount.
95%.
So now their coach asked this guy to leave, and he killed him. Here's another thing. Okay, I agree with you about 95%. What percentage of these people do you think see the irony in that now?
0. Look, you gotta understand, dog. You need to write a book because you talked about the lack of self-awareness, right? But you also talked about the no good deed goes unpunished in the stain. You need to write a book, bro.
Yeah, I know, man. It's
You
uncanny.
need some clarity, man. Like write your own books, you know.
So, do you tell me honestly? Do you think that not one of those people say, "Damn, that's
Not
crazy"?
one.
No, not one. Yeah.
Neither
Yo,
one.
look, I swear people are watching your show because everything you're doing, you're ahead of everything, and they're just kind of stealing bits and bits. It seems like Whitlock was
Yeah.
listening to your show.
Oh no, he listens to my Whitlock listens to my show. Steve put him on to my show, man. Steve Kim.
You know what? I was kind of surprised to hear Whitlock say or point out the sun destruction of public safety. You know, he said it outright. I was very surprised to hear that.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't really hear that.
Whitlock's been like this for years, though. I mean, Whitlock's been around longer than I have been. He just don't have the same talking points. He sees the world differently, but he always been conservative. Yeah, black.
But you're telling me right now, because I know Whitlock thinks all of us are going to hell, right? I got that.
Yeah.
But my question is to you: are you telling me that Whitlock Ben said that the Sun words are obliterating public safety?
Yeah, he been saying that for a while.
Yeah. He know. I mean, he knows that.
Damn.
He just doesn't. He like us. We think it's DNA, which it is. He just can't subscribe to it. The other
he
dude
thinks
that did
he's a culture guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the other guy who
sin. No, he went from a culture guy to a sin guy. He thinks it's his sin now. Like it's turned because we've turned away from the Bible. He was a culture guy. He was
it's the devil.
Guy. Yeah, it's like we turned away from the Bible.
Let me get this straight. The devil is the reason the Sun words are killing people willy-nilly. Wow.
I mean, he's not the only one. The guy who did Uncle Tom, the documentaries, they're really good. I like him. But the guy who does the two documentaries, he did Dude with the Glasses. I think he's a plumber or some shit.
Oh
yeah.
The devil's probably like, damn, not even I could, unleash that evil.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think that when we're talking about the devil, the Sun Man might be the devil. We might be him incarnate, the devil incarnate.
No, I mean, if you think about it, like, everything that is good in this world is white. Like snow, clouds are white, fluffy, and pure.
Cocaine.
Like, and black, darkness, pitch black.
Free slider.
And I feel bad. I honestly feel bad saying this, because again, I gotta throw it out there for the nation, man. I know plenty of good brothers, but with that said, the Sun Man is obliterating public safety.
Yeah,
desert demons are demons, but go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Are you saying the Arabs are more dangerous than
they got some ways. They got their ways.
They're just as bad.
Where?
It's the melanin, though. It's the melanin.
Hold on. Tell me where in this country are the Arabs doing a percentage?
In this country, no. In this country, they're not.
Well, if we're talking about the countries, no, I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, look.
Whenever they have like a really sizable majority or a sizable amount, wicked, that they can become a problem, but they don't have that amount here in the USA.
Sure.
Well, I mean, look, there's communities where they have strongholds here, dude. They are there. Even here where I'm at, there's
the crime rate is down in those areas because they have a sense of honor and even though they degrade societies overall, they do keep it in check. Like they do check. Like they'll check their
They have codes. They have codes.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Eyeballing it. Me myself anyway. The Arabs are saints compared to the Sun words.
Absolutely not. For me, it's just a lack of control. So if we look at all the populace, if Wicked just wants to talk about the US, if we look at all the populace, it's only the Suns who are out of control and have no self-regulation or community in quotation marks regulation. But everyone else, every other community does.
Well,
and that's right. And they worked the best under glider control.
All I'm saying is this: anybody in the nation, anybody at all, show me the community of Arabs that are engaging in this rampant debaucherous violence. That's what I'm saying. Everything else about whatever they do with their wives and their kids, I don't give a fuck about that.
Wicked. Look at any major European city.
You
Like,
don't you don't give a
Fuck
fuck
Europe,
till
dude.
it starts affecting you.
Fuck Europe. Who gives a fuck about Europe, dude? We're talking about the U.S. and A, bro.
Dude, you're starting to sound like the same people.
What happens in Europe will come
Like
to the
the who?
US. So
Nah, you can't say that because they brought that woke shit. That shit started in Europe and they brought that shit over here, man. Some of that a bear is a bear, or lions are tigers and dumb shit like that. So
we think we got it from the US, but anyway.
I don't know. See, I don't know. Continue,
Anyway, Wicked, it is just about lack of control. Every other group controls themselves except black people.
Well, but that's the point I guess I'm getting at, though. At the end of the day, I don't care what the Tigers do. I don't care what the Patels do. I don't care what the Umbrados do. Our problem here in this country here, as of right now, is the brothers. Not even the sisters. I'll give the sisters a pass. It's the brothers.
No doubt. Let me say this though.
Why would you give the sisters a pass? I'm just curious.
Because the brothers are motherfucking hell on wheels. What do you mean?
If you want to say the whole world exists in a patriarchy, then the men are the root of the cause.
No. I say because the brothers are hell on wheels.
Nah, I think because if you looked at that, how many murderers per 100,000? It was like 8 sisters, and it was like 99 brothers. So it's like even they pale in comparison to the Sunmen.
But they still do more than glider men, and more than Asian men. You know what I mean?
But that's not what I'm saying.
It's still negligible compared to the Sunmen. This is now. I will say this: black people, we in this killing that we're talking about right now, there should be outrage in that community. You know what I'm saying? It should be outrage, regardless of the guy that was caught or if he was still on the street, he was still on the run. Those people, this happened in their backyard. Those people are not outraged. I can tell you right now, they're not outraged the way that they are about the kid, Karmelo Anthony, the way he's allegedly getting railroaded, and the fact that they don't have that compassion for this coach who was just, his life was just snuffed out by somebody he was trying to help. They don't feel that compassion. They don't feel compassion. The lack of compassion, the lack of empathy, that's a huge thing right there, man. It almost makes you not human, because that's what humans have. That bear, like a bear will just grab you and start eating you. You know what I'm saying? And like, you don't care that you're still moving and wiggling. He's biting you and he's chewing you. A human, we may kill you and then eat you. We kill things, then we eat them. You know what I'm saying? We have compassion, even on a base level. The Sun Man of all the human races has the least compassion. You know what I mean? The least empathy. They can't feel things on that level. And I think that's what y'all are talking about. Like the inability to feel for others, to know, to think like, damn, how would I feel if that happened to me? How would I feel if something happened, if someone did that to me? You know?
Yeah, for sure. And again, we've said it here so many times. We've noticed it here. It's not like they think about it. They just are. They're just existing. So it's not like it just is, you know?
Exactly. They're not thinking about it because they don't have it. They don't have it. And if you brought it up, maybe if you bring it up, like, hey, yeah, man, how would you feel if let's just say that guy who was staying in that guy's house, right? And he killed that guy, right? And right before he killed the guy, he was upset with him. He was like, man, this bitch ass nigga trying to put me out. bitch ass nigga. And I'd be like, hey man, but he let you stay here, man, for a long time, and you turned this house into a trap spot, and now it's hot. Now he don't have no choice but to move on before the trouble starts to affect him. What if you had let somebody stay in your spot and they did that to you? How would you feel? And that might not have changed anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and not to mention, how the sisters are getting scraped by the brothers because
Yeah,
of the proximity. But
exactly.
but no, I mean the brothers got it for deleting sisters.
Mm-hmm. This is, and for the same reasons. A lot of brothers delete sisters for this exact reason. This is just sad, man.
Ball coach in Dallas.
They had no idea about the murder warrant, just acting on good instinct.
According to an arrest warrant, Frazier allowed Wells to stay at a home off Springview Avenue in South Dallas. But Frazier wanted Wells to leave due to bringing constant traffic in the home and destroying the residence. That's when witnesses say Wells shot and killed Frazier. Community members organized a balloon release for Coach Frazier Tuesday evening, one day after his.
Now, once these balloons go up, niggas have closure. They closed it. Ain't no more crying. I've been to several receptions with niggas, nigga receptions. Once that funeral is over, man, half the people don't even go to the funeral site to see you buried. Half the people just like once the service is over, they go down and eat. You would think it was a fucking comedy show down there. You would think it was just a fucking banquet to celebrate, like goddamn fucking, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn comedian in town or some shit. You wouldn't be able to tell in the reception at the funeral that somebody important to these people just died. It was being buried. They just move on. We move on quick. We have the ability to move on, and that may be, a superpower too. Especially when we kill as much as we do.
Alleged killer was arrested.
A textbook example of why sometimes pursuits are necessary to ensure public safety. You look at the type of person that was apprehended after this one.
Look at that nigga, man. That's a caveman, man. That's a caveman, man.
Yeah, he'll be all right in the joint. He's not. I mean, he's gonna be fine.
Oh yeah, fine in the joint for the rest of his life too. He's gonna be fine, and he's gonna start fucking boys and all that shit. Everything he clown people about on the street, oh you faggot ass nigga, he gonna be in there fucking boys. Oh you bitch ass nigga, he gonna be in there snitching, dropping dimes on other motherfucking inmates and shit. When they got some hooch, if somebody got some hooch and he can't get none, he gonna drop a dime on them and shit.
He'll probably have a girlfriend out in the street that he'll talk to on the phone. Get pictures sent to him.
He'll be all right.
On top of murder, vehicle theft, and evading arrest charges, Wells faces 4 counts of assault on a public servant.
For lack of a better term, a scuffle in the detention facility. He was just uncooperative in the jail. They attempted to restrain him.
Wells allegedly bit 2 of the 4 officers he assaulted.
I think he was pepper sprayed, but he eventually calmed down on his own.
Wells' bond totals $760,000. He's currently being held at the Dallas County Jail. Heather, back to you.
David.
So he got a bond. And he gets to go and have a bond reduction hearing. And they're probably going to reduce his bond. But it's $760,000 now. They may reduce it. Some black woman judge may reduce it. But he don't have that money, I don't think, to get out. I don't think he has the money to bond himself up.
Say what you want about the sisters, but I will give them this. They're very loyal to their men. Even despite the fact that they get beaten by their men, killed by their men, they call the cops on their men all the time. Son sisters are loyal son men. It's mind-boggling.
I mean that's every group of women.
Except for glider women. Like
No,
glider
I'd say glider
men.
women are still fairly. They've reduced. Again, it's I feel like it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you have everything, you start
Yeah, they
getting
got it so
bored.
good. They
Yeah,
have
you
it so
start getting
good.
bored with what you have. They've had the protection, they've had the support. Then it's like, oh, what can we do now? Let's kind of mess up the
Yeah.
protection we have. Whereas every other group of women naturally supports their ethnic race of men.
Yeah, that's true.
So that for
I
me, there's
mean,
nothing abnormal about it. What's abnormal? The only bit I would say is abnormal is there's so much destruction, death, danger surrounding this group of men. It's almost like relax. You don't need to give 100% blind loyal support. You actually have some self-judgment to say, I'm actually not going to support this person just because they're black. But overall, it's not
Officials
out
are
of the
giving
ordinary.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're also like their these are their husbands, these are their sons. Like, just look at the group. This 15 to like 21-year-old group. How much violence and murder they do? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally they live in. Most of those guys live in the house with their mama. They still live in the house with their mother. So it's like, yeah, I mean, like, it's crazy, man. If that's your son who's out here in the streets destroying, he's your fucking son. You are gonna, like, when he goes to court, like, they're gonna call you, like like you're his contact. He don't have a wife. They call, hey, Quantravius has been arrested. Who we gonna call? His mother. He lives with his mother. Call her. Tell her to come down here. You got a court date.
Last known address, mother's house.
Yeah, like, so it's like a lot of that support is just natural, man. Like, it's like, yo, that's his fucking mother. He's young. These are young guys that are murdering people in the street in broad daylight.
Officials are giving students more time to decompress from Tuesday's shooting at Wilmer Hutchins High School.
The district just announced that classes will resume next Wednesday, and investigators have now identified the student who let the suspect in.
Cole Sullivan has new details on how Dallas ISD is working to prevent a security breach from happening again.
For the first time, we're hearing the gunshots. And the first seconds of the school lockdown. In this video, sources say is consistent with the shooting at Wilmer Hutchins High this week. Dallas ISD leaders say they don't know if they could have prevented it.
Sometimes when there's a will, there's a way, but it's our job to try to defeat that.
The district's police chief says every school door was locked from the outside. Another student let the suspect in Tuesday.
We can't go back to the days of chaining those doors and nobody can get out, nobody can get in.
Fire code, he says, prevents that. So for the rest of the school year, the district will post guards at all 13 entrances after the second shooting here in a year.
What would you say to parents who don't trust their students will be safe at the school?
Well, first of all, we recognize that feeling. We understand. But second, we've been working on these protocols continuously.
They say 17-year-old Tracy Haynes Jr., a Wilmer Hutchins student, spent 2 minutes inside.
What appears to be clear is that this was not random in terms of the intent.
But Haynes spent hours on the run. This man says he gave Haynes a ride.
I don't want any trouble. I thought I was just helping somebody out.
He didn't know Haynes was a school shooting suspect because
man, he lucky he didn't get killed.
That's one of your people's, Rick. That's Brito, man.
He's lucky he didn't get deleted, right?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? It
didn't
got me
say-
thinking, Chief. You know, it's almost graduation season, and you know what that means.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of graduation parties gonna get shot up. A lot of graduation, a lot of prom
ceremonies.
Kids,
Prime,
yeah, the kids they meet up at the house. That shit be getting shot up.
Yeah.
A lot of shit dealing with great times. I mean, these are supposed to be the time of your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of that shit is getting shot up.
Who they were looking for.
At the time, we did not feel that we needed to put out that information. Maybe it was slower, maybe it wasn't.
DISD says it's reviewing security.
Look at how they're not. Look at how they said that it was targeted, but he opened fire on the hallway. Like, if you've seen the shooting,
yeah,
like the shooting, he just opened fire on the entire hallway. he could have hit anybody. He did hit anybody, and they're saying that it was targeted.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just crazy how they give the Sun Man the benefit of the doubt.
And they always do that too, though. That's the funny part, that it was targeted, but it was like, yeah, it was targeted, but it was recklessly done to the point that it basically almost wasn't targeted. Anyone could have got hit.
It's like when they shoot up when their op is like standing like in front of the club and shit, and it's like 20 people in front of the club trying to get in, and they shoot that whole shit up. Like, I guess I'm targeted, but I mean, like, you have to be a fucking you have to be lucky to hit the guy you was trying to kill.
Yeah.
In that point, like, I mean, it's just insane, man.
It almost implies that, like, if a glider does it, it's like more dangerous, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the Sun Man did it.
Well, they could aim. They could aim. That's why.
Yeah, so it is. They are more dangerous, though. That is fair for that reason. But to be fair though, when the gliders go on these shooting rampages, they are shooting like kindergartners. So that's kind of, fish in a barrel. So maybe that's why the percentage is so high,
What are you talking about? Sandy Hook?
You said what?
Are you talking about the Sandy Hook shooting in 2012?
No, well, I'm just talking about like the gliders, school shootings, right? Their percentages are higher, but again, they're shooting like little kids in a classroom. That's obviously it's gonna be like shooting fish in a barrel. So it might be skewed, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the Sun shootings and Sun school shootings are more common.
Oh yeah. No, look, I know that, but you get what I'm saying, right, Ash?
Let's see.
Well, gotta mute yourself, bro.
Let me do this story. Let me do this story. The story that I wanted to do. Make sure y'all support the channel. Salute to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka the real MVP, coming through once again. Have you heard about this, Wicked?
Oh yeah.
Chase to the suburbs. Sky Fox captured the chase.
So this is authentic because people are saying that this is a skit, and I'm like, what?
Oh no, not a skit at all.
Yeah, I'm like, this ain't no, because
This is
crazy.
This is another day in Blackistan, as a matter of fact.
The chase to the suburbs. Sky Fox captured the chase when it hit the Dan Ryan around 5:45 last night. Police say Ebony Collins was driving the car and was caught after she pulled over on the shoulder of the highway.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer. Having him or her present, right, while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford a high lawyer, you want to be appointed to represent you before the questioning if you wish. You understand those rights? All right. What's wrong with you? What happened? Why'd your back hurt?
You're driving wild. Kind of cool though. What's your name, Ebony? How old are you? You're 27? You look like you're 22. Yeah, you do look young. You don't drive like you're young, though. You drive like a fucking race car driver.
You drive stress-free.
You drive, Grand Theft Auto over here. Done that before, or is this just a first-time skill? Beginner's luck? Yeah, I got that impression. You remember us? We're the initial two officers to try to pull you over. When you pulled out of Alta. You're dating him or something? Okay. So they let you borrow his car? You took it out, you were doing whatever you were doing. You got some warrants too.
Got a fatty right there.
Wait, she had a warrant?
Some warrants.
Oh man.
That's what he said, yeah.
I missed that part.
You're dating him or something? Okay. So they let you borrow his car? You took it out, you were doing whatever you were doing.
You got some warrants too.
You know right? I'm not sure. You open that up?
Yep. It's your pockets and stuff.
I don't got no. Are you wearing a shirt under here?
Straight.
Bra?
It's nice, no bra. I promise you. No bra.
I gotta check anyway. I gotta give you a little check over, but I'm not gonna.
He should have called a female cop.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I ain't taking no chances with this sister.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hold on.
I mean, he didn't do nothing serious.
Nah,
Yeah,
he didn't do
but
that. No, he didn't.
but she,
Go ahead.
she got
But
that
he
little bubble though back there too, though. You know.
Yeah, got
Yeah,
that shake. That
Here's the
shake,
thing,
like you
God,
can't,
you're
you can't,
he should
you
have got a
can't,
female and she got to get searched, man.
guys,
yeah.
let me just say this right now. Like, he should know that, it's a son sister. She's going to be looking for a reason to sue. That's why I agree with you, Wicked. He should have gotten a female. Because then she could say this, that, or whatever.
I mean, listen.
I mean, it's on his body camera and everything, but.
So from what I understand, it's not standard police policy to get a female officer. But if a female perpetrator requests a female officer to do the search, then they have to call one in.
No,
Well,
it is standard.
For extensive searches require a female officer, but like they could pat outside your
The
waist.
basic pat down, like pat.
Yeah,
a man can
outside
do
the
it.
waist area, because that's where they
standard.
would have guns, check your pockets and bags and all that. Like that doesn't need but like let's say like something more extensive, they would need a female officer.
Yeah, and I think maybe for safety reasons, if the girl is fitted out in like a Lululemon set, maybe just get a female officer just to back yourself up.
Yeah,
Well,
you can tell that his juices were flowing.
But to give him grace, he didn't check because he did say, "Are you wearing anything underneath? Is it a sports bra or this?" So.
No, like if you look at her, he's moving. Like if you look at she's getting the puppy dog guys. You know how they do. She realized like, I could probably work this guy because because she's trying to get out of this. But once she sees like he starts making conversation, I got this guy. Maybe I can, finesse him and shit, give him the puppy dog eyes and whatnot. And then he starts moving.
I don't think it's finessing because I mean the black community have to choose what they want. If they say, "Oh, the police come to us, they're so aggressive when they deal with us." If they've stopped her, she's handcuffed, and then it's just a semi-jovial talk, like, "Oh, do you not remember us? Like, we literally stopped you the day before or an hour ago, and you're driving like a Formula One racer." Then now it's there's too much. He's chatting too much. He's too friendly with her.
Well, you know what the cop is doing, right, Ike?
What you doing?
So you heard the cop, they Mirandized her, right? So now anything she says could be used in court. So he's talking to her, making her comfortable. Like, "Oh, you took off on us, right? You done this before, or you just first time luck?" He's like, "Man, first time." She admitted to doing it. That's how this county works. You can have everything perfectly, and it's not enough. So you just gotta try to get everything you can,
Right.
She's trying to grab that photo over here. Done that before, or is this just first time skill? Beginner's luck?
That was a good observation, Wicked.
Yeah, I got that impression. You remember us? We're the initial two officers to try to pull you over. When you pulled out of Alta. You dating him or something? So they let you borrow his car? You took it out, you were doing whatever you were doing. You got some warrants too. You already got checked, right? I'm not sure. You open that up? Yep. I'm not supposed to check no door. You check pockets and stuff? I don't got nothing. Are you wearing a shirt under here? Straight.
Right there, he's doing a professional.
No problem. I gotta check anyway. I gotta give you a little check over, but I'm not gonna punch you anymore. Okay, no problem. No, I see.
Yeah, hold on. One second. You got it? The jail!
Hey.
Damn.
Is that how you wear Lululemon Pantheon?
Well, I wear for Blessex. I don't wear Lululemon. So
is that how you look in the Lululemon athletic wear?
The material.
But I will say to who is it in the chat? Let me just get it up. Happy Slappy said she's young with sagging boobs. I don't think you've been with women that much, because if you have really big boobs, they're not going to be perky like a boob job. That's what I'll say to you.
Right.
So you're showing your lack of experience, Happy Slappy, with that comment.
Yeah, exactly, man. Natural boobs is gonna be natural, man. Salute to Spooky, man. He said, love the show, man. Please don't stop. Yeah, man. Make sure y'all support the channel via PayPal, Cash App. A lot of these cops, they screw a lot of women, man. Because being a cop is a great way to meet women, man. And I mean, if you're
And they're
single,
attracted to
you're a cop.
authority too. That's why, like,
You're
cops are
young.
likely to cheat.
Huh?
One of them. Well, the women, they're also attracted to that authority. Like, I say, oh, we love a man in uniform. That's actually true. Like, because like I said, women like guys in power, and most cops have that confident, social, alpha male attitude. And not only that,
military, police, pilot, doctor, lawyer.
Yeah, all that stuff. And not only that, cops are actually, I think, one of the highest professions to actually cheat on their spouse. I think so.
Yeah,
Don't quote
I
me.
thought it was the
think
full
about it,
emergency
man.
services, firemen as well.
Yeah, you're a cop, man. You're gonna, if you want to, you can screw out both pants legs, man. I know several cops, man, and pretty good, and they just do it. I mean, I'm talking about like they just out of both pants legs, man.
Jesus.
But I will say, considering how you are reacting, it'd probably be a very different scenario with some cops.
Oh yeah, some cops would have just went straight for the.
So who's are you going out with him? Is it his car?
Oh, yeah. Some cops definitely try to get favors out of the female arrestee, the suspect.
I'll sit in the back with her. You'll sit in the back? Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
We'll throw her in the car. Yeah, we'll go back.
You heard what he said?
You said he gonna sit in the back with her?
Oh my God. Yo,
Yeah,
this is sloppy. This is sloppy.
He wouldn't have sat in the back with her if he wasn't trying to get see what's underneath that
Like, listen, girl.
Aquaman suit.
We don't even think Ebony did it. I mean, she did it, but we don't even think she did. You know what I mean? That's usually what we start with, because we give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And I don't even think you did it. I mean, I know you did it.
I don't TikTok.
What are you doing on TikTok?
First of all, hold on. Hold the phone. How many followers?
Oh, this is sloppy.
I didn't ask you that. How many? Don't tell me
10,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot. What are you talking about?
You got what?
I don't TikTok.
Here's the deal.
So they trying to get her information so they can see pictures of her in the future and shit. That's how.
I gotta ask you this. What do you think's gonna happen to the cops? You think they're gonna get in trouble? You think their careers are finished?
I don't know. I haven't seen it all yet.
No, they didn't really do nothing. Yeah, they didn't do nothing.
Yeah, you gotta wait till you see. You gotta wait till we see the whole thing. You can't.
I mean, right now, by the looks of it, like from what they're saying, they seem pretty flirty. Like, I could definitely see them catching some heat.
Nah, they do. They haven't done anything.
Yeah,
They
they just
haven't
chopping
said
it
shit.
up.
Like
You
they
could
told her-
tell if she was like if she gave it the number up, these motherfuckers would call her later on.
I mean, it's not like they told her, nice tits or anything. They haven't said
no,
nothing.
they didn't say.
Everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I don't even think you did it. I mean, I know you did it, but
I don't TikTok.
What are you doing on TikTok?
First of all, hold on. Hold the phone.
He got a little too excited.
I didn't ask you that. How many? Don't tell me
10,000.
Yeah.
That's a lot. What are you talking about?
You got what?
I don't TikTok.
Here's the deal. If it's 10,000 on TikTok, whatever, it could be bots, but if they're organic, if they're real people, it's real.
Spyware. I have two words for you. China.
I love China, man. I love TikTok.
It's not for cheap.
How many on Instagram?
Over 5K.
Over 5K. What about you on Instagram? How many followers you got on Instagram? How many? You're all bashful. You're all like, I got a lot. I'm like, how many? You're like,
a lot.
Okay, go ahead. You know what? You're
or seem to be like not answer the question?
Because you like something about Instagram.
Yeah. You want to talk about Instagram? Cool shit, why not? Are you bashful? You're not bashful. You don't seem bashful. You're driving.
Asking if she's bashful.
Yeah.
So, what else?
Oh man, he turned a little deep voice, man.
Dating boys and what? So you're dating dudes. If I can make money dating guys, I'd probably would too.
Got that jungle fever, I'll tell you that.
More than I do now, but
If he's married, he's fucked. If your wife hears this, she's gonna be pissed at you. But if you're single, he's fine.
Yeah, it's his
What do you?
fine.
Yeah.
Because
What do you?
so sorry to interrupt, Mark. I was going to say
No.
because if someone says, "Oh, you know, I'm on IG or TikTok," that for me, if someone says that to me, that implies like they have a lot of followers. So if you're giving that to me as a statement, I will ask, okay, how many? You're saying you're on TikTok, you must be a big person. How many followers do you have? And they asked about if it's organic or if it's bots or whatever. And he said, okay, you're being all bashful and shy. Now you're saying you had the followers, but you're not saying how much, and you weren't bashful when you were driving like a street racer. So he's in the gray zone for me right now.
Okay.
now, but how much do I make? Well, when we factor in that 3.5%, how much is it? What's the total?
Good enough.
Good enough.
Hell yeah.
180,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just told her that he makes $180,000 a year. That's a lot of money, man. Not bad, man.
On that ass.
You seem like a nice person.
I am. I told you I should just stop this.
You could have. Well, you could have. From when you first ran and the other 40 miles you decided not to.
You got a couple. I think
you had a few miles in between that.
If you average an opportunity every mile, you have like 40 chances.
You know why you scared me?
Talk to me.
Because I'm like, why he telling me? I don't know. Because I told you I got that car from someone. I don't know what they got for that car. He said turn the car off. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to turn the car off?
Yo, Ag. So this clip you had, this one right here, it kind of skipped over my favorite part because I watched this body camera yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The funniest shit ever, Ag. So these guys here, right? I think they're like,
where's the body cam? What is it on? What channel is it on?
I don't even know. To be honest, it came on my feed, and I could look at my feed right now, but this is basically it though. This is this, but it skipped over a hilarious part, Chief. So this bitch here, right? I think she crashed or got grabbed somewhere by Inglewood, because this expressway goes through Inglewood, right? I think it was by 63rd, right? So I think these guys here, they're either ISP, the state police, or the sheriffs, the county sheriffs, right? But this bitch here hit like 10 cars fleeing, 10 cars, right? And they were calling it out over the air that they were chasing her. So I guess other cops in the area responded, right? Chicago cops got the sheriffs they're walking around on the highway, and then they come across some Chicago cops, right? The cops had a son word. They had a random son word. They grabbed him and they asked him, what did he do? This brother, I guess she hit his car. She sideswiped him, and the brother jumped out with a gun in his hand, and the cop saw his ass, grabbed him. Think about that. These song words, they just got guns. You know, these motherfuckers.
she could have got killed, right?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. This and it was a what they call them now? Like it's a new word for these guys. White ends. He was definitely a white end. But it was funny. Like these guys asked him like, what did he do? And they're like, oh, he's coming with us. He jumped out with a pistol, and it was a lot going on. But one of the cops that was on the scene, he was in like I think they call them coverts, right? A car that doesn't even have like the police plates. I think he had like a Bronco, like a 2024 Bronco, but with the lights on. So he had like it was just like hilarious. Just another day in Blackistan, you know. What do you think? Hilarious or it's just me?
Nah, this is crazy. But yeah, I think that he didn't go too far. You could tell he was pushing, trying
He
to.
didn't go too far. I mean, it's
He
do you want
was
kind of fun?
Yeah, they
was
seem like nice guys. They're
Yeah,
like
like, do
nice
you want
guys.
fun, or if you want to say personable interaction, or do you want like guns up, aggressive, get out of the car? And I would choose the former.
Yeah, these are the cops they want. Like you would
Exactly.
think.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. They want cops not to be aggressive. Oh, come to us like you talk to gliders. Now they're having it. Oh, he was going too far, or he was too interested in her body.
I thought they did a great job. They grabbed her. She's in custody. What do you want them like? What, to beat her ass, or what do you want?
And actually, if you look at it, they actually maintained a lot of personal distance because of what she's wearing, to avoid any kind of, they were touching her more than necessary. They let her sit unattended.
But he sat in the back seat with her. Is that?
Yeah,
I don't
the back
know if
seat. The back seat one is the one that I would, if I was their
But
superior, I would
hold up.
write them up on.
The car they put her in didn't have a cage. He got to sit back there with her.
Oh, okay.
You know, if it was like a cage, she would have been back there on her own. But since it's not a cage, they can't just sit in the front of her in the back hanging out.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, and if there is no cage,
you said what?
What if the ride is rough because you can't cuff her with her hands behind her back, right?
Hell yeah, they gonna cover behind her back.
I mean, not cuff her. I mean you can't seatbelt her, right? You can't.
Hell yeah.
But aren't they seatbelted if they're in a cage?
That's the only reason he went back there. If they had a cage, he wasn't gonna go back there with that bitch. You can't. Would say it was me and you, right? I say me and you grab this bitch. Are we gonna sit there behind us? Hell no, we not. I wouldn't. If I was
it's an officer safety thing. It has to be paid.
Look, like if I was a cop,
that changes it for me.
Yeah, and you know these sisters, me and you know, you could call for behind her, you could hog tie this bitch, and she'll find a way out of the cuffs. Tell me I'm wrong, Chief.
To give grace, I've seen a lot of body cams where also glider women can slide out of handcuffs and
no doubt about it. Anybody, but a females could slip out of cuffs for sure. You know what I'm saying, Chief? I thought they did a good job. You know, they grabbed her, nobody died because the way she was driving, somebody should have died, Chief. She was driving recklessly. Yeah. So great job, because but again, if she would have killed somebody, guess whose fault it would have been? Why they chasing though? The cops killing us, yada yada.
Yeah, let's see this one.
Nothing's playing.
You there?
Yeah.
None's playing.
It's not playing? It's not playing? Okay.
Hell no.
Yeah, I'm not seeing you on the...
I was going to say we were scarred from yesterday. We have to check up on Yak.
we still we had that queen on the screen still, all right?
Yeah, okay. This is it. Here we go. Here go another queen for you.
Pistol whipped, brutally beaten, robbed.
Yikes.
Let me guess.
Pistol whipped, brutally beaten, robbed at gunpoint. A pregnant
survived it all after her dog bit a child. The
violent attack happened at an apartment complex in Cooper Young. Now she's breaking her silence for the first time only with Fox 13 News. She spoke with Fox 13's Sierra Jordan.
The mother is still shaken up after being attacked by two armed teenagers. Now, she wants to be anonymous to protect her identity. She told me she's 6 months pregnant and thankful she didn't lose the baby during the violent attack.
I thought I was going to die right then and there.
This pregnant mother of two says it all started Sunday afternoon, just before 4 at the Cooper Young apartments. Her boyfriend was walking their dog on a leash when a child approached and was bitten by the dog. Memphis fire crews arrived to treat the boy. About an hour later, she came home hoping to apologize to the child's family. But instead
Yeah,
of
right. Look at this. Listen, I can just tell you right now.
Oh my gosh, she should have. Oh,
If anybody stronger than them, like let's just say it was one of the niggas around there, Pit Bull, who's a killer, they wouldn't have did this. But they knew that white lady and her boyfriend,
Well,
maybe not her boyfriend.
Son or
Yeah. Yeah, they like, oh, we gonna
No, but what is boyfriend?
Yeah, they're gonna make you pay. Sons are very selective too. Sons know who to fuck with. Yeah, they once they see the white lady did it, oh yeah, she was getting fucked up for that shit. And you can tell by the type of dog that she might not be with a Sun Man, because Sun Man gonna have a pit bull
or a Rottweiler.
Or Rottweiler, you know.
Isn't that a pit bull mix?
I heard sons
looks like a
nowadays
husky pit bull.
I heard sons nowadays like King Corsos
on
or
a
something,
leash
man.
when a child approached and was bitten by the dog.
That's not a cane Corso though.
No, definitely not. But don't
Yeah.
some words, we've seen some words act like, I'm talking about like dangerous looking some words with like the little dogs now. Haven't we seen that? Like the little like the purse dogs.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them with the, yeah. But they're only dangerous because they sunmen.
Boyfriend was walking their dog on a leash when a child approached and was bitten by the dog. Memphis fire crews arrived to treat the boy. About an hour later, she came home hoping to apologize to the child's family. But instead of a conversation, she says it escalated into a violent attack.
A car pulled up. Two men hopped out with masks and guns, asking me where my boyfriend was and where the dog was that bit his little brother.
You see what I'm saying? So like, they gotta like, okay, so like, you live in this fucking shithole place right here. It's very violent, and you somebody around there. You like a Sun Man. You one of the YNs around there, right? And this guy and this white girl, they're not part of that shit. They live there, but they're not part of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, behind enemy lines.
Yeah, they just live there. And one of them done fucking, their dog done bit your little brother.
Damn.
And word gets around. And you know what I'm saying? Word gets around. Yeah, man, that white lady bit the dog. And what they said, the fire truck came and treated them. So it's like people know that happened. Yeah, you gotta send a message to everybody in the projects that like, this is more for everybody else than for her. She just kind of like a canvas for him to paint on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yo,
she's an example to be made out of. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, I never knew that glider queens wore bonnets. I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she look where she live at, man. I can just tell this place anywhere like this is dangerous. Anywhere where it's housing.
Like the row houses?
Wherever there's housing, you hear sons live there, is dangerous.
Child's family. But instead of a conversation, she says it escalated into a violent attack.
A car pulled up. Two men hopped out with masks and guns, asking me where my boyfriend was and where the dog was that bit his little brother. I said, I don't have anything. I set my stuff on the ground. I just got off work. I'm pregnant. I don't care. is what they said.
The victim says her boyfriend was inside their apartment with their kids when the armed teenagers in ski masks approached her in a black Nissan Altima. Police say she ran through the courtyard trying to get away, but they caught up to her in a stairwell.
I got knocked in the head and they started beating me with their guns over and over.
Think about
You gotta
this.
move. You gotta
Think
move.
about, yeah, definitely. But because definitely. But here's the thing: these guys. Now, remember we talk about how many black men are in jail. There's too many black men in jail. We got to find a way to keep black people from jail. Okay, these guys chased a woman through an apartment complex, a pregnant woman through an apartment complex. She's 6 months, so she's showing. And pistol whipped her in broad daylight. And beat the shit out of her in broad daylight. And they don't factor that into when they say there's too many black men in jail. They don't factor the fact that these black men aren't in jail. These guys aren't in jail.
Yeah.
They're still looking for these guys.
You know, and
At least
again,
25.
She could have easily lost a baby. Now it's a murder.
Now you got a black dudes going up for murder, and the mama. Now here we talk about like the abortion thing. Like, is it is it a life now? Now it's a life, but you know what I'm saying. And listen, all these things come up because the dog bit the kid.
Yeah.
The fire truck came, treated the kid. It was presumed to be over, and these niggas had to not like the mama went over there and had a stern talking to the lady. 2 men from the family went over there with masks and guns, chased her through the courtyard in broad daylight, pistol whipped her and beat her up.
Right. And don't let all of that distract you from the fact that if the races were reversed, we'd never hear the end of it.
This would be like the worst thing that ever happened. Because this is like a KKK. This is like a lynching.
It's horrendous.
If two white men had chased a pregnant black woman broad daylight through her apartment complex, tackled her, beat her with the butt of the gun, punched her up, and then just left, those white men's faces would be on every fucking screen. You couldn't turn on the game. You turn on the game, and they'd be like, yeah, 5 to 84, and we're just going to get away for a moment. If you've seen these two guys, make sure you notify National Police. It would be everywhere.
Everywhere. And we still got to hear that the same bullshit as always. Oh, white women tears. White women are the most protected. Nobody loves the sisters. It's a lot. It's a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Knocked in the head and they started beating me with their guns over and over. At least 25 times. I stayed curled up in a ball.
She said they beat her with the gun at least 25 times.
White privilege.
And you know what that's for too? That's for the boyfriend. That's like come and get it in blood, nigga. They telling the seriously.
Yeah, no, I know.
They like come and get it in blood, nigga.
They wanted him. They probably would have deleted him because they asked for him.
Yeah. They probably would have killed him.
He probably gotten killed.
Yeah.
They just let her go because she was a woman.
Yeah. She ran. Think about this, as freak. This glider queen here ran into some of the more merciful brothers.
Right.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and I don't say this lightly, because I've been around these niggas and I know how they are. They're cowards, right? They're all these dudes that did this shit. They would not want to be on the other end of that, right? They wouldn't. Let me show you. Hold on. Did I show you at the beginning? Okay. Well, anyway, but they don't like being on the other end, like of that, right? They don't like being on the other end when they're the ones with the disadvantage. They hate that, right? When they get into the interrogation room and you start talking about 35 years and 50 years and shit like that, or these dudes are cowards.
Yeah, they'll blame their mama.
They are straight up cowards. I'm talking about like I can't explain it to you how much of a cowards a lot of these guys are, right? There's so much of cowards that it's I have to come with better analogy, but they're cowards, man. And they run around and they do this stuff because the black community allows them to do it. If there were if there was a force in the black community that didn't allow them to do this, like for instance, in the 80s, the Muslims came to the fucking projects in DC. No guns, just men with suits and bow ties. The niggas ain't had no guns and they shut down the whole drug trade. Shut down the whole drug trade because you got to go to jail one day, nigga, and the Muslims is in the jail. So you got to respect us. We with the Muslims. We out here. We the faction of the Muslims that's out here. And you got to go to jail one day. And when you go to jail, bitch ass nigga, you going to turn Muslim. How many of them turn Muslim when they go to jail? For protection.
A lot of them.
Plenty.
A lot of them.
Same niggas like this will go to jail, turn Muslim, be reading the Quran and shit like that, walking around with their Quran, have a kufi, praying and shit.
No pork.
No pork. As soon as they come home, they'll wear their little kufi or their shit for about a month or two. If they make it 2 months, that's great. Or their cuff jeans for like a month or two, and then they back to being the same nigga they was before they got locked up.
Ordering pork fried rice and shit.
In that order.
The same nigga. I've seen it so many times, but then they go to prison and they turn Muslim. These niggas be cowards, man. Like they be cowards, man.
You show a video of them breaking down the interrogation room. I want to show that.
Fall as close as I could, knees to my chest, so they couldn't even harm my child.
Police say the armed teens stole the victim's iPhone and purse. They say the armed teens took off in a black Nissan Altima. Officers tried to pull them over before the robbery was reported, but they say the driver sped off. Now, with her third child on the way, the victim says security at the complex needs to improve.
The cameras were not even running. The gates are not functional how they're supposed to be. So I just need to relocate my entire family and my family to a more safer area.
Memphis police are still searching for the two armed teenagers. If you have information related to what happened.
And here's the thing: when they catch the two armed teenagers, there's not going to be any extra shit. They're going to put handcuffs on them. They're going to drive them to the fucking station. They're going to put them in a cell. If they want to give a statement, they can ask to give a statement. They're not going to get taken to any interrogation room. They're going to fucking be put in the fucking drunk tank, and they're going to be fucking and if they're young enough, they'll call their mother, or if they're like old enough, then they might they'll send them to court. And if they go to juvie or they get a PR, whatever happens. But there's not going to be like a bunch of white cops like, yeah, we caught the fucking. This is the ones that did that to the white lady. Lock the door.
Where's the rope?
Get the rope. Nah, it ain't gonna be none of that. When they get arrested, they gonna get processed just like any other fucking random person that got arrested that day.
Bach. I think when you're done with this video, show a video of some of these guys fucking folding under pressure in the interrogation room, just to prove your point.
Yeah, I seen it, man.
Reach out to Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. The family created.
Can I just ask a question?
A GoFundMe to find a new.
What is it with a Nissan Altima?
They're affordable. They're affordable.
Okay, because in every average is it my audio? Every American just seems to have one in all these news clips.
Yeah.
Either
Yo,
not a Civic.
Camrys
Yes,
used to be
Honda
a lot of
Camry
money.
or
They
a
used to
Nissan
be
Ultima.
they bumped up now.
I just wish the fisherman was here to blame the juice crew for that last segment, right?
I don't know. It looked like Fisherman Cousin was in Woodlock
Basketball
show.
prodigies that never managed to make it or their life took them a different way are always hard to hear, as it raises the infamous question, what if? This is exactly how you would describe the life.
Yo, I seen a funny ass one, bro, on First 48. Long story short, man, because this is my favorite one. He did a drive-by in his mom's car, and when they were asking him about it, he said, "My mom was driving that day."
What?
Yeah, they cowards. They're cowards, man.
In case 562027, that
they're the people that they're the people that in every sane country they're slaves. In every European country, they would be slaves if Europeans weren't altruistic. And in every Asian country, they're basically like exiled. In every Hispanic country, they were slaves up until like the last minute. These are the same people that there's no standing black army on the face of the earth that could beat another army of another race. The only black army, the only army a black army could beat is another black army.
Yeah, I can't think of any fearsome Sun army at all. Actually,
There's no fighting force. There's no black fighting force that could beat any other force other than the black fighting force.
It's like Dumb and Dumber fighting each other. Huh?
Yeah, these guys are. This is them. That's what I'm saying. Like when I say they're cowards, they're the same people that were getting castrated for a gazillion years in Arabia.
Do you remember
what
Do you remember what Che Guevara said about the Africans?
No, what did he say?
So Che Guevara, I think he went to Angola to train, for the communist war, or whatever. To train soldiers.
In the Congos, yeah.
In the Congo, right? And he said that he gave up on them, man. Che Guevara he came back saying they call him a racist after this, but he said that they were hopeless, that they have no discipline, that there's no way that they'll ever gain the discipline to become a
I remember that.
Yeah, basically, think about that. Huh? So
yeah,
I don't know if you knew that Che Guevara was racist.
No, I knew that.
The mob always says that the mob talk about them too. Like, you know what I'm saying? They use them for hits sometimes, but say you don't want to use them, you don't want to do business with them.
In case 562027, that the defendant shall serve a term of 3 years, which is the minimum on count one of that. As to count two in that case, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree, it is ordered that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years in prison on that count. As to count three of that case, the robbery, which is also a felony of the second degree, the court orders that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years on that count as well.
Damn. Oh my God. I felt that. I ain't gonna hold you. I felt that.
And that's only that's only a couple years sentence.
But he's a big time basketball star, and he beat up his girlfriend. Like he curb stomped his girlfriend in the lobby of her dorm room, and it was caught on camera. And
his white queen.
Nah, she was a sister. He curb stomped her, though.
His brother.
But he was supposed to be a highly recruited basketball player. So 2 years in prison to him is like he used to get away with everything. You know what I'm saying? You're a basketball star. Yeah. And he ended up doing like 3 years, and he came home and none of the schools wanted to touch him. And so then he ended up playing at this little small school, and then he went overseas and played in Central America.
Callie said it was a glider. It was a glider sister. I think Cook knew him. He in a black cap.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Crook. I think this was a glider. It was a glider.
Nah, she was a sister. She
You got it's a video online. There's a video online of this shit.
Yeah, she
because it was in the
testified in
lobby,
court.
and then she like ran away and all this other shit. That shit was
Mm-hmm.
a sister.
Are you sure she didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a blonde weaver?
Oh
Now
No,
she
she
shit.
said
looked
she
like
testified. See, what's
Oh
his
shit.
name?
she was a
Tony
red
Farmer.
Yeah, Tony
red bar.
Farmer. Yeah, from Ohio. He had offers to Ohio State and all this other shit, and he ended up blowing it or whatever because of this shit.
Yeah, there you go, right here.
Farmer was in court for beating his girlfriend. Here's the video from our affiliate, WJW. You can actually see Farmer here, attacking his girlfriend at the time in her apartment. He's hitting her in the head, he's kicking her, and he's trying to break free. She's trying to break free. Well, do you feel sorry for him now for fainting in court? You probably don't. But the young girl in this video, she may be his ex now, but she says he's a good man.
That's the
I don't know
glider.
it was longer than
Oh,
that
never mind.
date. I know he was a good person. I hope he still is. I hope he learns from this. He really needs help. I don't think jail will give him that.
The defendant shall serve a term of 3 years, which is the minimum on count
There's
one
that
of that.
loyalty, S3.
As to count two in that case, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree, it is ordered that the defendant shall serve a term of 2 years.
Was that fancy
on that count?
I said
As
there's
to
that
count
loyalty.
three of that case,
True.
robbery, which is also a felony of the second degree.
I'm just speaking in general. I was speaking in general.
The defendant shall serve a term of 2 years on that count as well.
Yeah, that camera looked crazy.
Now hear from the judge who said
No, that camera, that initial camera, don't she look like a glider? Because that's what I seen. I ain't never seen her like testify.
Yeah,
I ain't
she
follow it.
definitely like a glider to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Not here, but in the video.
Yeah, man. He they didn't show it all though. They didn't show the whole beating.
Nah,
But,
he had her in the corner and he was like whooping her like real bad. Like he definitely showed his ass in this situation. I ain't gonna stunt.
that's what I'm saying. They cowards. Like a lot of them do. They cowards because they don't want that smoke. Like some things, like what that dude did. Those two YNs did to that white girl. You know, she pregnant. Like that deserve you getting tied to a chair.
Yeah.
And gag your mouth gagged and just okay, we're gonna be here for a while.
You mean that deserves like what gliders actually used to do when Negroes did heinous shit in the South back in the day. When they used to like go grab them out the jail and like be like, nah, fuck that.
And the
that
cops
motherfucker finna
protected
get
them,
this.
Krug. The cops protected those son men.
Yeah. A lot of cops and a lot of like sheriffs died on behalf of some men.
Yeah. Yo, Krug, did you see the last segment what they did to that glider queen?
No, I just started tuning in.
Look, bro. Let me give him a quick summary. Long story short, this glider queen lives in Blackenstein. her dog bit a kid. The kid's brothers, two young men.
Pistol whip, robbed
at
gunpoint. A pregnant mother says she survived it all after her dog bit a child. The violent attack happened at an apartment complex in Cooper Young. Now she's breaking her silence for the first time only with Fox 13 News. She spoke with Fox 13's Sierra Jordan.
The mother is still shaken up after being attacked by two armed teenagers. Now, she wants to be anonymous to protect her identity. She told me she's 6 months pregnant and thankful she didn't lose the baby during the violent attack.
I thought I was going to die right then and there.
This pregnant mother of two says it all started Sunday afternoon, just before 4 at the Cooper Young apartments. Her boyfriend was walking their dog on a leash when a child approached and was bitten by the dog. Memphis fire crews arrived to treat the boy. About an hour later, she came home hoping to apologize to the child's family. But instead of a conversation, she says it escalated into a violent attack.
A car pulled up. 2 men hopped out with masks and guns, asking me where my boyfriend was and where the dog was that bit his little brother. I said, I don't have anything. I set my stuff on the ground. I just got off work. I'm pregnant. I don't care. is what they said.
The victim says her boyfriend was inside their apartment with their kids when the armed teenagers in ski masks approached her in a black Nissan Altima. Police say she ran through the courtyard trying to get away, but they caught up to her in a stairwell.
I got knocked in the head and they started beating me with their guns over and over, at least 25 times. I stayed curled up in a ball as close as I could, knees to my chest, so they couldn't even harm my child.
Police say the armed teens stole the victim's iPhone and purse. They say the armed teens took off in a black Nissan Altima. Officers tried to pull them over before the robbery was reported, but they say the driver sped off. Now, with her third child on the way, the victim says security at the complex needs to improve.
The cameras were not even running. The gates are not functional how they're supposed to be. So I just need to relocate my entire family and my family to be to a more safer area.
Memphis police are still searching for the two armed teenagers. If you have information related to what happened here, reach out to Crime Stoppers at 901-528-CASH. The family created a GoFundMe to find a new place to call home. In Memphis, Sierra Jordan, Fox 13 News.
Yep. Yo, really quick, man. Hey, Happy Slappy, you must be new here. Welcome. Happy Slappy said the Sunman wouldn't do this to an umbrita.
Hell no, they will smack them. They
He
will
must be
still
new
do
here,
it.
because you know what, Happy Slappy, the brothers delete umbritas all the time, Joe.
In their job, the brothers would have did that to Umbrita. But here's the thing, I think what he means is a brother wouldn't have done that if Umbrita men would have been around. If any Umbrita men had been around, if it had been two motherfucking
I agree.
Daylays
Yeah.
around,
I agree.
they would have came. They would at least. Hey, stop that, man! They not gonna. Umbritas don't like you fucking with Umbrita women, harassing Umbrita women, man, in public.
Yo.
25 times he beat her with that pistol, Krug. A 6-month pregnant bitch, bro.
In broad daylight.
You ever heard of Tuesday?
Hell no.
Because that just sound like a Tuesday to me.
Yeah.
Right. Broad daylight, Joe.
Yeah, broad daylight on a Tuesday. That's all that sounds like to me. That shit ain't no motherfucking crazy ass fucking situation or no event that I never heard of, man. That shit sound like Tuesday.
Now, Krug, imagine the roles were reversed. Imagine
with Umbrito and Black. Umbrito and Black?
No. Say it was two bladder men that beat a sister, a pregnant sister with pistols. Think about it.
If two glider men would have beat a sister that was pregnant, 6 months pregnant,
we'd never hear it.
We'd
never hear the end of it.
I say that LA, New York, Chicago, Houston, Minneapolis,
Memphis.
Seattle, Memphis, they all be on fire, and then like it'll be a lot of overtime for firefighters in those cities.
Even I would say, man, in this day and age, we ain't
but
never.
Think about it. Think about it. If they were still on the run, they didn't catch him yet. Like, because these guys ain't been caught. These guys ain't caught yet.
You know what's crazy though? You say that because you in your mind, obviously, and everybody and I, we think that means something, right? But in the George Floyd situation, that was like the biggest thing ever in the world, right? The whole shit happened. We saw the video. All the officers were arrested. They were all in jail, and they still did that. What you thinking about?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that these guys, like, they think about it. The sister that happened to the sister. The white guys have been kind of like identified, like we're looking for them, but they're not in custody yet.
Oh yeah, it'll be on. I think that'll motivate Negroes to create nuclear weapons. Like we'll find the most elite of all elites, bruh. That one dude, some like team that just created gasoline with whatever. We'll be like, hey, we need you to fucking create a nuclear weapon. That motherfucker find a nuclear weapon, then he'll like bomb like Denver or some shit, like one of those white cities.
Damn.
The FBI will grab those gliders. The FBI, the ATF will get involved because there was a pistol. ATF's getting involved. Somehow the IRS will be out here looking for these 2 gliders.
I just want to say this, Wicked. Like, they say that like, white women are the most protected, but like these kids had no fear in doing any of that shit. Now, how the fuck?
Zero.
How the fuck are sons to say we're scared of whites, all that shit, and like we're scared to go out in public? But look at what they do in broad fucking.
Yeah. Now look, now mind you, I think her dog biting the kid is bullshit. That's fucked up. But you don't pistol whip her for it though.
Yeah, it's just these guys are cowards, man. They're cowards. Like, he don't give a fuck about his little brother. You could some OG could send his little brother on a mission and get him 50 years, and he ain't gonna go to that OG and be like, man, you gave my little brother a gun and he got 50 years, man.
Wait. So how does that make sense then? How does his
that don't count?
So then how does his reaction make sense then with what you just said? Because I agree with you, but how does it make sense?
If the OG would have got his little brother 50 years, he would have been in court sitting right next to the OG.
Damn.
While he got sentenced to those 50 years.
But how does that make sense? Then why did he beat this glider queen?
Because she's weak. She's weaker. She ain't nobody. Her boyfriend, if he was a killer, like if they was on the way over there, they was like, yeah, we gonna fuck this bitch up. And her boyfriend, and one of the dudes in there was like, when they pulled up, they was like, oh, that house right there. Oh, that's man.
That's Putin.
Man. Be like, who the fuck is man? Man from such and such street. Yeah, the one who's whacking all them niggas
with the 10 hats.
Yeah, the one got 10 hats. They'd have been like, they'd all stopped. They'd all looked at each other. They'd all been. They would have found it. They would have tried to punk out without punking out. And now they got to punk out, but they got to punk out without punking out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They all got to punk out without not punking out. So they all gonna be like, man, where the white bitch at? Man, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that nigga, man. Yeah, man. Nah, man. Fuck that nigga. Ride circle around the block again. Oh shit, they go to police, man. Get out of here, man. Police, it's out around here, man. They would have found a way because I be seeing them, man. You gotta be understanding. Like, I don't call niggas out on their shit, right? Like when I was in the hood environments, I don't be like, I saw that homie. I don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just watch them niggas, man, and I be seeing them because when you call them out, they gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Be like,
no point. No point in
I just be watching. And here's the thing: by just watching, that make them start explaining. So like, if you don't say nothing, you just watch. Yeah, nah. See, I wasn't scared. I was still gonna. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go. I'll kill that bitch, man. We're gonna do that shit tomorrow, another day. It's too hot around there. And you sitting there just like, I'm sitting there just like, all right, yeah, because you know what I'm saying. You know how I go, right? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I'll burn that whole motherfucking shit down, my little brother. Fuck that shit, man. Fuck that shit. And it's like. You just watch them niggas, man. They cowards, man. Like when you weak, when they send something strong. I'm talking about send something strong. They get back there.
That's the whole truth, bro. Cause that's everywhere with some people. I mean, I think that's like human nature, but it's especially with some people. Like, no matter what, bro. Like, I be hearing stories about what some people do around some people or say to some people. I'd be like, I never heard this motherfucker talk this way.
Hey, where was that story at? Well, what part of the USND with the pregnant pistol whipping? Which one?
Memphis.
Oh shit, she's lucky they didn't delete her, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah, definitely, man.
When I got there, I saw my baby on a stretcher and he had bandages on his head, and I was very upset.
Well, a Memphis mom is outraged after she says her 9-year-old was stabbed. Her 9-year-old child stabbed in the head with a pin. This all happened in the school cafeteria. On top of that, other parents are telling Fox 13 that the school never notified them about what happened as required by law enforcement. This all happened at Riverwood Elementary in Cordova.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson broke this story yesterday.
She's bitching about her kid being stabbed with a pin. I would love to see her social media right now and see what she's been tweeting for the last 2 weeks about the Karmelo Anthony case.
It was only a knife that he got stabbed by.
I would love to see her take on that. Whether she feels like, hey man, Karmelo Anthony was out of line. All the white kid did was grab him. He shouldn't have pushed him. I mean, he shouldn't have stabbed him in his heart. That black kid deserves to be, face the justice he deserves. Or what do you think she thinks about that situation?
No, that's what I'm saying. She would say, "Oh, it was only a knife that Austin got stabbed by." But her son with a pen of ink, the world is ending.
When I got there, I saw my baby on a stretcher and he had bandages on his head. And I was very upset.
Well, a Memphis mom is outraged after she says her 9-year-old was stabbed. Her 9-year-old child stabbed in the head with a pin. This all happened in the school cafeteria. On top of that, other parents are telling Fox 13 that the school never notified them about what happened as required by law enforcement. This all happened at Riverwood Elementary in Cordova.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson broke this story yesterday. He's back at the school tonight in Cordova. So, Daniel, you talked this afternoon with that mother.
I did. I tell you what, this is quite the case. If you were watching yesterday, you know it. I tried several times to get in touch with MSCS with no luck. Well, today, this morning, the district responded by putting a comment under a comment on the Fox 13 Facebook page. Meanwhile, that mom that Daryl just spoke of, she spoke first with Fox 13 News.
He's very lucky.
Mary Mole says she panicked when she got a call from Riverwood Elementary Wednesday.
On my way there, my sister called me and said, "Oh, you're going to be mad because it's more than what they say it is. He's been stabbed with a pin, in his face multiple times and his hand."
Police said a 9-year-old classmate stabbed her 8-year-old son. Mole says she was 15 minutes away when she heard her son in the background of the call screaming.
When I got there, like any other parent would do, I cut up because how could y'all not protect my child from this? This incident happened in the cafeteria. How did a pin get from the classroom to the cafeteria?
She gave us her son's account of what happened.
He bumped my son and he kept shoving him and my son shoved him back. And that's when everything started.
Well, then your son shouldn't have shoved him. I mean, your son shouldn't have shoved him. Your son deserved it. He deserved to get stabbed. That's how you gotta treat these sisters nowadays, man. I ain't fucking with these. I haven't found one sister that don't agree that white boy should have got stabbed in the chest. Not one in life.
Hello?
They all. No, I'm talking about. Yeah, y'all. I'm talking about. Not, of course, not y'all, but these motherfuckers. Your kid got stabbed now. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? They live such privilege, man. They live such privilege. They get to be on the wrong side of everything, and then as soon as something happens to them, they get to fucking whine and complain.
And if you notice, there's always infantilization of black boys by their mothers. Because even when she said my baby, I thought he was a 4 or 5 year old, like kindergarten.
Stabbed my son's hand.
Yeah, he's 8 years old. I mean,
yeah, they'll say with a 16-year-old, "Oh, my baby got hit by the police officer." No, that's a 16-year-old.
What's up, Brown Sugar?
Hey, how y'all doing?
We in your city, man. What's wrong with these Negroes down there, man?
I mean, but I'm trying to see, like, with the little boy that got stabbed, like, in the head. I mean, it's a school. So of course they're gonna have ink pens on them,
Right.
and it's a cafeteria. It's loud. They probably in the lunch line. It probably happens so fast. It's probably it probably was hard to prevent something like that from happening unless they was able to catch them pushing each other. But you know how a cafeteria is with elementary kids. It's a lot of commotion going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
Buzz.
yeah, they're little kids. I mean, thank God he didn't stab him in the eye.
Yeah.
Yo,
Exactly.
But
so this is a
yeah,
whole stab over an ink pen.
Stab with the ink pen.
Oh,
yeah, that
I got a
other
permanent
kid,
mark in my leg for a girl that stabbed me on an ink pen, man.
it could have killed
Mm.
him.
Context. What
If
did
it would
what
have
did
went in his
what
eye, it would have killed
happened?
him.
Oh no, this
Context needed.
girl, I remember her name like a motherfucker. It was Kiera. She stabbed me with an ink pen because I had grabbed her booty.
Well,
And
retaliation, 100%.
no. I end up like casually having sex with her for like the last
Oh
like
Jesus.
for like
Okay.
nah bullshit. Like for like shit. That was like freshman year, but like junior, senior year, after high school, all that shit. We were like real deal like in it. But yeah, she gave me a permanent mark on my leg. She stabbed me with an ink pen.
Mm. Mm. That's how it be, man. That tough puppy love in Chicago, man.
Hey, she dope as hell.
I
Look,
hit
hey, she in the military and shit now, all type of shit.
stab my son's hand first.
MSCS tells Fox 13 News it immediately contacted parents of both students involved. At dismissal, the district says the principal gave letters to the other children who witnessed the incident to share with their parents. In that statement, the district said, quote, because of the sensitive nature of the children's ages and an ongoing review of the incident, we only contacted parents of the students who were involved or witnessed the incident. This was an isolated incident that did not place additional students in harm's way. The safety of students and staff remains our top priority, end quote. But this concerned parent says that response just doesn't cut it.
And I was a bit concerned because I didn't know what happened, and I shouldn't be finding out about this from my children or a news story.
What do you think about guys like him? What do you think about guys like him who send their kids to school with Negro children?
Well, he's
Cordova
part of
is
the
white.
Rainbow Mafia, so
Cordova's white?
Yeah, it's a lot of white people in Cordova. So
Oh,
Cordova
okay.
used to be like where all the people with money or black people with money run to. But what happened was, I think there were a lot of Section 8 people were able to get houses over there. And so, and then like people from the city was robbing the black people and the white people in Cordova. So they just ran it through the mud. Memphis people ran Cordova through the mud by carjacking the good black people that had money. They stole all the black people cars, all the white people cars. They broke in all the white and black people houses. They they just violent. They just brought a lot of violence to Cordova.
Sisters moved out there and they brought their kids and their kids
Sisters
brought
been
their
no,
fans.
they been out there.
But they brought their kids friends. That's what it was.
No, they just travel. You know how you gotta remember they rob everybody around them. Okay, we gotta find some more people to rob. Hey, let's go in this area. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
so
Basically,
nothing new then.
it's they rob everybody around them. They took everybody cars. Now they need some more hunting ground. So they just spread it out.
So Cordova now is considered hood, or is
It's the
considered
hood
still.
to me. I think it's not like what it used to be.
Mm,
I wouldn't move out there. I don't care how pretty those house is, how nice. I wouldn't move there.
so do they have like blocks, like like niggas posting up on the block in Cordova, or
No, it's expensive out there.
but it's still
But
dangerous. So even
it's
though niggas
dangerous
know.
because it's in Memphis.
Yeah.
So I mean, the
But
people in the hood.
if you ride through there, you're not gonna be able to tell if you just ride
No,
through
it's
it.
really nice. It's super nice out there. But I'm just saying, it's still Memphis. So the crime the people in the projects, all they gotta do ride down the street and scope the neighborhood out.
Offering condolences to the family and the loved ones of the gentleman who lost his life on today.
One person is dead, 5 others are hurt after a mass shooting in Hickory Hill. It happened at an office park on Mendenhall during a violence intervention meeting. That's what I said, violence intervention meeting. This shocking act of violence played out against a group of people trying to prevent this very thing from happening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 9. I'm Darcy Thomas.
And I'm Daryl Green. Let's go to Fox 13's Jack Bilyeu. He's live there tonight. Jack, you just found out that it was a 22-year-old man who died at the scene. What can you tell us about him?
Well, family members say his name was Matthew Williams, but his loved ones called him Lemonhead. His mother told us he got involved in Memphis Allies, this violence intervention program, as a way to keep himself off the streets. In the end, though, that violence found him and took his life.
Poor Lemonhead, man. He was literally turning his life around. Like, we hear that a lot, but this one is actually turning his life around. He rolling a blunt in this video, but in this picture,
Yeah, I believe him. I believe him.
It's the best picture you can find. Rolling a blunt. Or is he throwing up gang sign? I don't know. Whatever. You know something. Make sure y'all support the channel, man. Mods, man, lock the doors, man. We need some people to plant some seeds in this motherfucker, man. This is like the way they say it, and when you look at the white man, right? When you look at these 2 white men on screen, right? They supposed to just go home and just see people as the same. Like every group's the same. They have to. There's so much pressure on them from society, from black people, to look at to ignore the differences in this violence and just be like, oh, hey, everybody's the same. If it wasn't for our racism, that guy would be working here at the news station with me. You know what I mean? Or he would be, in the production room or be a cameraman if it wasn't for white racism. That's the only thing that's holding this guy back.
That shit makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think they're secretly racist. They just can't say anything. Like, like I said before in the back chat, like, most of you guys here believe what you guys believe because you have exposure to it in certain ways. Like Crook County, he was a cop, Wicked, he's a corrections officer. So I know these guys, they know it. They just can't say anything, even in private. What do you think, Ak?
Yeah, I mean, when we talk to a lot of these liberals, because I know a lot of these liberals, and they must just be good actors because they, other than their actions, like they send their kids to private school and they try to like stay far away from niggas, and they, and they don't let they don't have teach their kids the same values and morals that niggas do. But other than that, it's hard to tell from the things they say out of their mouth. You know what I mean?
Well, they can't say it publicly because then they lose their jobs.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah. But I mean, just think about how different we are. Like, we're very different. Like, very, very different. Like, these white guys, just the fact that you have a violence interrupter, just that is foreign. Like, so they have to process, okay, these people have a thing called violence interrupters that, go into the neighborhoods and try to stop beefs and mediate beefs and try to stop violence. And they have them in every neighborhood. And they get funding from, the government and shit. And then that during one of the meetings, there was a drive-by, a mass shooting there. Somebody came through and sprayed the meeting and killed one of them. That's a lot to process, man, if you're not from that community.
No, yeah, I hear you.
That's a lot to process. Yeah. And then that's not the biggest story of the day. Like before the day's over, there'll be another murder. There may be two other murders before the day's over. To where and then you wake up the next morning, there's gonna be another murder. So by the time where in the Glider neighborhood had this happened, this would have been like the biggest thing that happened during those people's lives, right? Whatever gliders lived in that town, they would be talking about this incident 30 years from now at the high school reunion. Or anytime they saw they went off to the army or went off and got a job, anytime they saw somebody from their own town and they were talking and they'd be like, yeah, you remember that time such and such happened? And they would all instantly know it was this. Like, because this was the only shooting that ever happened in their town. But when it's blacks, like this story is not even the biggest story of the day.
It's just another Tuesday, like Cook County says.
Yeah. But these are news anchors. So they're at the news station and they're like, seeing, all the stories. The black people talking about racism, the black people talking about they don't have enough fun, and the black people they doing stories on all that stuff. Black people complaining about this, black people accusing white people of that, black people they see all that shit. And it's like when they go home, these guys got to be royally mind fucked, being in that environment.
It's got to be pretty exhausting.
Yeah, it's like it's just insane, man. To deal with sons are something else, man. Sons are something else. We talking about like fucking just you can't even say annoying.
The system and majority of America's minds were not and will not ever be prepared or equipped for this type of shit. You get what I'm saying? Like y'all will never understand because y'all wasn't built to understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
like Pantheon said, like, America and like
3 at 4.
And topping your news leader at 4, today marks a week since a deadly mass shooting happened at a building for Memphis Allies, an anti-gun violence nonprofit. 22-year-old Matthew Williams was killed and 5 other men were injured. So far, there have not been any arrests. Thank you for joining us.
Think about that. No arrests. That white boy who shot up Florida State, he was caught at the scene. They got him at the scene. But there's been no arrest. And there may never be any arrests for a mass shooting. And it will be like the 100th mass shooting in this city where they haven't arrested anybody for over the years.
And sometimes the people that did it, that committed this mass shooting, could have been the same people that beat that pregnant woman.
Yep, one of them, yeah, like one
Like,
of them
is
could have
there a
been
lot of these crimes? It's the same
overlapping.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
overlapping.
overlap. It's the same groups, same people.
Yo, you know what's
And
crazy?
then in 2 weeks, you will hear 2 black guys get murdered, and it's probably 2 black guys that beat the white lady, that shot
For
this
something else.
guy.
For something different. They
Yeah,
get
Yo,
murdered for something else. They don't get
which
murdered
is
behind this.
you know what? One thing about Brown Sugar and everybody in the chat, y'all have an idea, right? But y'all don't understand how much this shit actually happens because obviously y'all don't get, the inside scoop. This
Yeah.
shit is like this is like 85% of the homicides and the robberies and all the ATM shit. They're done by the same people. And we have so many cases that are closed because the guy that killed this person, he got killed in Kansas City, or he got killed in Atlanta. He got killed here, case closed. Or this person killed him, but he killed him, but now he dead in Miami. Like it happens like that all the time, and that shit come across the
Exactly.
desk, and they'd be like, "It's the same motherfuckers that's doing the same shit."
Exactly. The same whoever
Yeah.
killed this man probably connect to the girl getting beat and another murder and another murder and another robbery, and they're probably dead now. We don't even know it.
Yeah, like in the city of what 700,000. It's probably maybe 5,000 to 10,000 people that are living that hardcore street life that are in that I'm talking about in the streets. I'm not talking about just live in the ghetto. I'm talking about that in the streets. Maybe 5 to 10,000 that are like driving that crime out of 700,000.
Yeah, bro. I swear
It
to God,
is.
it'd be like in Chicago when like a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old get killed, right? If we don't arrest him immediately, that 14-year-old or 15-year-old had been killed. That person that killed him has been killed. And then that person that killed that person probably been killed and the case closed. You know what I'm saying? I swear, bro. Many a times, bro. We had a 14-year-old get killed, shot and killed, and then a week or 2 weeks later, right after that 14-year-old got buried, he died in a motherfucking car crash, running away in a stolen car. That gun that he used to kill him was used in another homicide. The person that got caught with that gun ended up getting killed. This shit stupid as fuck.
It's just
S
like a
freaks in
serious
the
April
back.
Thompson.
rapist. It's just like a serious rapist. You hear about one rape and then want to catch the rapist. Next thing you know, he connected to 20 other
Mm-hmm.
rape cases. That's that's
Alex
what it
has the
is.
afternoon off. WRAG's Raven Copeland joins us now. And Raven, you spoke to the founder and CEO of a local nonprofit with a similar mission.
Good afternoon, April. Liddell Beeman, the founder of Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis, says that adults and parents are needed to help reduce youth violence in the city. On April 9th, a drive-by shooting at Memphis Allies on South Mendenhall Road claimed the life of 22-year-old Matthew Williams. In a statement, the organization says Williams was turning his life around and recently joined its Switch program, also known as Support with Intention to Create Hope. Liddell Beeman, the CEO and founder of Heal the Hood Foundation of Memphis, says he was disturbed when he heard about the deadly shooting.
It's very unfortunate. It actually kind of like it's a slap in the face to me because there's so many different people that want an opportunity to get out, and then there are people that are standing in the way of that.
Similar to Memphis Allies, Beeman's organization's mission is to create positive outlets for the city's youth. However, he tells your news leader that mission does come with challenges.
Because a lot of times when you think about resources in a lot of cities, any city that builds with children in mind will win. And so there's a real large gap in between being able to meet the needs of the young people that we're serving and having the resources in the real places to be able to reach those kids.
Beeman says the deadly shooting at Memphis Allies proves that more work needs to be done.
It's going to be important this summer to make sure that we're guarding the ear gates of kids, making sure that the right messages are in front of the kids at all times, and then having the right opportunities to fill that leftover space where kids are not being occupied and satisfied in that arena.
Despite the gun violence that occurred last week, Memphis Allies says it's dedicated to its mission, which includes preventing gun violence and saving the next generation. Now, Memphis police are offering a $10,000 reward for any information that can lead to an arrest in Matthew Williams's deadly shooting. Now, reporting live from downtown Memphis for your news leader, Raven Copeland, WREG News Channel 3.
Why you keep saying kids? What if the people that shot this man was in their 30s?
So I would also say that number one, I have to give credit to all these people who can make these acronyms because they're amazing. This one was Switch, and number two, S freaks in the back.
No.
Because they
Had
love to get on
Path,
TV.
Switch,
I'm sorry.
space, just all these acronyms.
They love to get on TV and say the kids, but like I
Well,
said, it could have been a 30-year-old man or a
it could, but it's
40-year-old
the
man that did
infantilization.
this drive by.
But it's the infantilization I spoke about earlier, where black men are just always infantilized. Or he was a baby, he was a young man, he's a kid, he didn't know any better. We need programs for them because they're still learning.
I ain't gonna stunt. Atlanta and all these inner cities or whatever have been held hostage by the YNs. Now YNs are now, it used to be from like 14 to whatever, but now we have to start adding 10-year-olds, 10-year-olds to
It's
18 as YNs.
YNs from ages 10 all the way to 28.
I
Yeah,
was
I
going to say
agree. I
35.
agree. Yeah,
A
I agree.
28-year-old is a YN.
I
I thought
agree.
you could
I
get up to
agree.
early 30s as a YN.
So
Yeah,
like
you could. Yeah.
that whole talk, what I don't remember who said it on the chat when they be like, man, we gotta get them something to do or all this other shit. And they be like, what the fuck do we supposed to give these YNs to do at midnight or fucking 1 o'clock in the morning on a motherfucking Tuesday? Like what will stop this? It's nothing that'll stop it other than you gotta lock them up and throw away the key for a while. That's it.
Crookton, I want to ask you something. What percentage of these cases are solved? Because I heard they're like less than 50 in some big cities.
Like you talking about like homicides?
Yeah, like homicides involving these son kids.
All right, so we got a new DA and a lot more. Like the percentage has gone way up because the last DA used to want to have to they used to put us through a ringer and be like, the Kim Fox, they'd be like, well, we need an eyewitness or we need a confession and all this other shit. So the new DA is prosecuting a lot more. So we have to wait like a year or two to get like the percentage of it. But she's approving way more cases for like retail theft and all this other shit. And she's also holding offenders for like gun cases like crazy. Like she's holding the shit out of them. Like they're not getting out. Like for gun cases or like gun cases with like switches and shit like that. She's recommending it to the feds. Like she's really holding them like accountable right now. But I say like 2 years you have to get like percentages.
Okay, because like usually I heard like 50% clearance rate for homicides, or it's very less or something like that. I think that's like for cities like Baltimore or Chicago or something like that.
Yeah, it's probably around that. But I'm gonna say this right now. Back when Kim Fox, we used to arrest people for homicides, but she'd be like, she'd drop it or release them without charging because she'd be like, it was no eyewitness or whatever. This chick, she's not doing that. She's gonna take it to trial. So you need time because it's gonna take years for it to go to trial.
Wow, at least you guys are on the right track though.
For sure.
I think
Hey, yo,
Ethan's back.
wake up,
I'm fine. I'm just.
We had a little snore.
Yeah, you're not even on the screen anymore. You've cloaked yourself impressively.
Oh,
But yeah, no, just to the people in the chat, chavs are kind of early 2000s speak, but they were predominantly about working class white people. So you'd have chavs on council estates or in the countryside. So they're not quite YNs. And I think the whole YN thing is coming to the UK. I'm seeing a lot more on Instagram. And the YNs are now encompassing like everyone.
Yo, UK has literally lost its whole fucking foundation. Like you UK people, if y'all don't get it together, the UK is gonna literally turn into like fucking Philly.
I don't know why they idolize black gangster culture. It's nothing to idolize.
It's nothing to idolize, but it's with our history. It's more so from the Windrush when all the colonial Caribbeans came. So the Jamaicans essentially landed in London. They were the most predominant in London. Then you had the Africans as well, but it's the Jamaicans. So that whole slang and urban culture came from patois and the Jamaicans, and now any young person has kind of adopted that.
I can
So
see that. I can see that. The
so the
Jamaicans
London
are
speakers,
very
like you're
close.
right, fam. What's up? What's going on? It's like that, and
Yeah,
everyone
I can see
now. Then
that.
you'll have all the Syrians, Iraqis, Afghanis, all the ones who came within the last 15 to 20 years. The Eritreans, the Somalis, anyone who's young now. That inner city language is a mix of everything.
Hey, Ike, you ever had Senegal food? Senegalese, whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, they came to the station. They came to the station to get today and like dropped off like some food. It was lamb and shit like that with potatoes and onions. Shit was all right.
I think you usually work day shift, right?
Nah, I mean I work days or nights. I work whenever, you know what I'm saying, some crazy shit happening.
Right. Usually they switch their shifts around with cops. Like a couple months you'll be working days and they'll switch it to nights.
Nah, I mean, depending on what unit you in, whatever it is. I just deal with like gang shit, so I work whenever I'm needed.
Gotcha. Yeah, I always found law enforcement to be really interesting.
It's a good time.
You okay?
I'm not able to sleep falling forwards, facing forwards. Oh, he's awake.
I'm just thinking
just
about
looking at the floorboards. Okay.
I'm giving y'all a chance, man.
No. All right, go ahead, man.
All right. Yeah, man. This is it's just mind boggling how the biggest story amongst black people is this fucking shit with this white kid, and when we got so much this is exactly what y'all was talking about. This is exactly what y'all was talking about.
Fox 4 has uncovered that a Dallas man convicted of 2 random murders might be connected to a third, as well as 4 additional shootings that left people wounded.
Investigators say there was.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same motherfuckers.
Oh, this guy, yeah.
Yeah, you showed this last night.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I'm just saying
It's the same people.
Unbelievable, man. But yeah, man. I feel like we had a good show tonight, man. Very good show tonight, man. Tomorrow will be. Hold on, who's this in the back? Is that Jimmy Fields? Oh no, let's quickly. So tomorrow we're gonna cover that. Did you take the poll about that Frisco? Tomorrow in Frisco, a white group is gonna go down there and protest, and the NIGAN, the National Action. Next Generation Action Network with that fucking black dude, they gonna be down there. It's gonna be crazy tomorrow in Frisco, man.
As I said, what WASPs need to be at the forefront of their own movement. Certain people like myself and other ethnics, we can only speak so much for WASPs. They actually need to speak and lead their own movements, and we can support from the sidelines. So this Jewish guy, great message, but wrong messenger. And also I think they shouldn't be there, so they can show up the next generation movement and how idiotic they are.
I feel like it's gonna since
it's going to derail the whole thing.
Yeah, the blacks are gonna be the victims. So no matter what happens, it's gonna be if next generation acts like assholes, the mainstream media not gonna cover it. If that white group fucking drops a piece of fucking litter on the ground, it's going to be on MSNBC and CNN all over the place. So that's the thing that they at a disadvantage of. That black group is going to be, they're going to cover for that black group, the mainstream media. They're going to cover for them, and then whatever incident, if there's a fight or something or dust up, they're going to, of course, they're going to blame the white supremacist group. That group is going to be branded as white supremacists. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy tomorrow. Well, we'll cover that tomorrow, man. Same black time, same black channel. Out of here. Subscribe.
Happy
Hello.
Easter, everyone. Bye.
Happy
Happy
Easter.
Easter. Praise